interpretation are introduced in the broader society. And then when we were dealing with the Disabilities Act, and it was drawing out for a long while, Mark Jefferson Golding was the chairman of the cabinet subcommittee that deals with legislation, legislative committee. And I spoke to him and I said, look, Mark, based on your antecedents, your family connection, you have to make sure that we get this legislation to the parliament in the shortest possible time. And without a doubt, he entered upon the reference. And when the document went to LegCom, it was approved and sent to Parliament, and he led the debate in the Parliament, in the Senate, in terms of the passage of the Disabilities Act. And so I say, hail to the leader of the People's National Party. The word is love. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Comrade Floyd. Comrade Julian Robinson, yours will be the task to come up with some funding mechanisms.
Thank you very much, Elaine. Let me acknowledge the party leader, my colleagues, the members of the disabled community, and I have members of my own constituency who are represented here. Hail to you for being here. I suppose my job is to ensure that everything that has been said gets funded, right? And I want to start by Mark mentioned my own orientation at Hope Valley. So I went to Hope Valley when I was 4 years old in 1976, and I spent 7 years there until I did my common entrance and went to Campion after. But I would say, and I have to thank my father, because we actually started at a little prep school on this road called Williams Prep. And my father made a decision to move us to Hope Valley. And the persons, and maybe I haven't seen as many persons in one sitting in one room, but for us, it became the norm because we were in classrooms with differently able persons. We developed friendships with differently able persons. We went to the swimming pool, we went on the track, we went down to Hope River, we went to pick Cooley Plum. So the 7 years that I spent at Hope Valley, I would say, are probably responsible for why I'm in politics. Because the exposure to, Damien said out of many one people, but the exposure to differently able people is what I think developed my social consciousness and why I chose to do what I do. So having Mark at the helm of the government, you've heard the commitment from all of our speakers. You have heard Floyd's own journey and story and the height to which he has reached. He's not the spokesman on the disabled community. He's a spokesman on housing. And that was consciously done by the party leader because you don't want people to view Floyd as just dealing with a particular subject area. So how are we going to make this happen? We have a tight budget, I'll say that. But within the budget for the ministries, agencies, and departments, we have to ensure that a larger share is reserved for persons who are disabled. So I'm not going to tell you that we're going to find a bag of money overnight. No, but our commitment, and it will be a journey because raising the consciousness of the need to do this is not easy. It's not immediately front of center for everybody. But what we will ensure is that we increase the share that is reserved for the disabled community. That we ensure that entities like the Jamaica JBDC and DBJ, who provide support, who provide funding, technical assistance, grants, that they increase that support to persons from the disabled community, because we recognize the significant challenges that exist for you. For those who have children, and I like the correction, people don't choose not to work, they don't have a choice in those scenarios. So we have to support you. We have to look at, for example, we have social pension, and how can we expand, for example, the social pension for persons from the disabled community. So the commitment that you will have from me when we get to the point of being in government is that we will ensure that this becomes a bigger priority, and that the monies that are available within our ministries, agencies, and departments, that a greater share is reserved for this community. And you have my personal commitment on that, as somebody whose life has been shaped by my own experiences. The 7 years that I spent at Hope Valley, which in my view has developed that consciousness that has enabled me to serve in the way that I do. So I want to thank Maureen and the organizers for putting this session together. And I can tell you, if there's nobody else who will hold us accountable, Maureen is going to ensure that anything we say here, that we deliver on. And you have our commitment as a community that you will be a priority under People's National Party government. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Julian. Friends, I want you to just give a round of applause to those who have made their presentations. We know that you've been sitting and, for quite a while, but we do want to hear from you. So we're going to ask you to prepare to ask a few questions. I'm going to ask if Comrade Jesse, if you could exchange seat with Comrade Leader, and Comrade Crawford, if you could exchange seats with Comrade Denise. We've had a number of issues raised this afternoon into the evening, from raising public awareness and public education to the issue of screening, assessing, and we must not forget doing the intervention, because I know that sometimes we talk about the screening and the assessment, but we don't then go on to doing any intervention. We talked about healthcare. I rather liked what Councillor said about starting with the most vulnerable. If we were to put people who were most vulnerable at the center of our policy making and then move out, we may see a great difference. Comrades, friends, this is a first. This is a first, Comrade Leader. Me feel glad, me glad. Yes. And because, let me tell you, time come. There is a sense in our country of making persons with disabilities invisible. Today, you are visible. You're not behind a screen. You are here and present. And so we're going to spend the next few minutes. It's your turn to talk. Are there any questions? There's a roving microphone. I see 1, 2. Oh, thank you, Comrade Ethne. Over here, please. Just say your name. Friend in the pink. Yes. And to whom would you like to direct your question? All right?
Okay, good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. This is Camille Wellham, yes, the peanut lady. Anyway, my concern is to the panel. we are speaking about persons with disabilities re-employment, and my greatest eyesore, you stop the gap at age 35 for both public sector, and I know that you are not in control of the private sector, but I know some of you may have ties and links to the private sector. Anyhow, I am I am over 35. I have been self-employed from I know myself being an adult. We as persons with disability over 35, if it even means that in the private sector, for an example, places who employed, I don't know if it's janitors you call them now. It's janitors, I know them, but the fancy name, I don't know it. Hotel workers, you know, those skilled persons. Yes, please, because yes, we would love to be employed with somebody as well over 35. We would love to have a fortnightly pay slip or a monthly paid slip. Yes, self-employed is being good because yes, at least it stop a gap. But full time now, time come. I must share an example. 2020, during the height of COVID, I went to Jack Den Enterprise to employ as a janitor, and I passed the reading test and everything because the print was large. Yes. And I got all my requisite documents accepting my food handler's permit, and I did not open an NCB account. Until this day, I was not called or have not been called. Next thing, since recently, March of this year, I went to the electoral office of Jamaica South East St. Catherine constituency office to apply for a one-day police. I was made to understand that they start calling one-day police. Camille Peter Gay Wellam have not received a call until this day. And if you are saying inclusion, please include visually impaired persons. We might can't do the book work because the print is fine, but the one-day police is not difficult. All we need, crowd control, training, and all these things. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, Camille. Thank you for the statement. We'll take another 2 or 3 and then go right ahead, please.
Hi, good night, everyone. So I am a parent of a special needs child, CP. He'll be 12 this month. And I am also a shadow. So I am in the field. I've been in the field. And I think we are being treated unjustly because there is no way we can get anything from NHT, even though we are being paid every month and the deductions are being made. And I am not scared to talk about it because I have to stand on my 2 feet and make sure I can advocate for my son because I have to keep a roof over his head. All right, so there are a lot of other things that have because when you go to NHT tell you, oh, this is the government entity, they should know better. That's all NHT would tell you. All right, read the education system and the health system. Let me go to the health system first. Read the health system. My child wasn't given a diagnosis. He wasn't born with CP. He was born with jaundice, which resulted in CP. There was no form of compensation. But I do this every day because of the love for my child. So when you hit the nail on the head about the lawyer business and the unbiasedness, I can understand. And I am looking forward to it. Back to the education system. My son was placed at school for the deaf. Remember, my child has CP. All 4 limbs are affected. He was in that system for 7 years. I had to be very angry in order to get him out of that system, to put him in another school system that is treating him much better than what it was before. So at least I got some form of comfort from that. But what about the other parents that their children was just thrown in a place where it's not helping them? I think also I have an issue with the PATH program. There is no way $6,300 every other month is sufficient for a child, a 12-year-old that is still in diapers, still using wipes, still drinking Ensure and supplements every day. You have to be traveling back and forth. Where are we going? Where are we going as a nation? If we don't care for the vulnerable and the elderly of this society, where are we going as a nation? I am here standing up for Jaden McIntosh. I am not here for Trudy. So, and I'm sure many other parents are here feeling the burn and the burden. I am in a home where I wish to acquire and I cannot do it because NHT cannot give me anything because I am ineligible. And yet still I'm being told that there's something for people that is being paid under minimum wage. Go to NHD, there's nothing there. Go on the website, there's nothing there.
Time come. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. Thank you.
Trudy, let me just say, I will, after I'll get your information, because I want to find out more about the NHT specific issue, and I will take it up with somebody at NHT. So I'll speak to you after about it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a parent of 2 special needs children. I have 3 issues. 1, to get them on the PATH program is hell, and I'm telling you. My child was diagnosed with a special needs issue from she was 3 years old. To get her assessed was another problem. When I got her assessed, and she was starting to go into simulation plus, PATH came to the school, took her names. After 4 years, back and forth to that office, nothing. I have a son that is ADHD. He is also, I was trying to get them on the program. I had a stepfather that was blind, so I had 3 under one roof. I had to stop work just to take care of the 3 of them. You understand? I've been fighting even now to send them back to school. My son is not going to special abilities in Constant Spring. My child is going to.
Could somebody just, thank you, Maureen. Thanks.
And I'm not working, but I'm trying my best to send them back.
Yes.
It's very difficult for me.
Yeah.
I have been to PATH more than 7 times. And they keep turning me down. I keep on asking them, why is it that I have 3 disabled persons in my home? My
Thank you.
My in-law died last year.
All
after
right,
8 years of trying to get help.
Let's hear.
I'm about to lose my house because I'm not working. There's nothing I can do. I'm just tired.
Yes.
I'm just tired.
Hey! These.
Right now, I'm fighting to send my kids back to school. I do a little jerk chicken thing. I do a little drive. I do everything. Trying to send them. February, I have not been working. I had a stroke because it's all on me. And I'm still fighting to send them back to school. I just don't know what to do, but I need help. I need help. I cannot do this all alone. I'm tired.
Thank you. Can you, Maureen? Thanks, Maureen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, sir, I think everybody.
Just, Comrade Leader wishes to
Yeah.
just make a point here. Please
No,
allow
just to
him.
say, I think everybody here feels the pain that you have expressed, and we will have to see what we can do to assist you. Certainly when we form government, we'll have to look at why it is part is so slow to respond, and before then, we'll have to see what we can do to get them to move more quickly.
I just want to say in supporting the comrade leader, because there are some systemic problems associated with path and the way our social protection system is designed to treat with issues for the most vulnerable. And that is something that we have to deal with. And I want to speak to you specifically at the end of this session, because there's something that we have to deal with immediately. The NHT issue, I would want to find out if it is that the institution that you are working with is not transferring your deduction to NHT. Okay, all right. But I mean that seems to be a systemic problem as well, and we have to deal with it.
Thank you, Comrade Julian or Comrade Daly, would you like to respond to the first question before we? It was more of a statement, really, but there are some issues in regard to employment practices.
There are clearly there are a whole set of issues that have arisen from the first three set of questions in terms of how state agencies respond to persons, both the disabled community and parents of persons who have disabilities. And when we heard path, there was resounding applause, which means that the path issues cuts across for everybody, and those are things that we'll have to address. The issue of the stopping at age 35 is something that we would have to examine to see whether we can extend beyond that to provide that support. So there were a number of issues raised which we have noted and which we will attempt to deal with. Some of them we're going to try and resolve now, and certainly when we get to office, we'll adopt a different policy in ensuring that those protections are there.
And just quickly to state that we are recommending that we have an interministerial committee that will look at the NHF, the PAD program, all the different social programs that must assist persons with disabilities, more so that we'll be able to take it to that interministerial committee and we will be able to address them as we go along.
Thank you, Comrade Daly. Microphone, go ahead, Cheryl, please. And then
one second. I think Dr. RJ Dixon wants to make a contribution in relation to the question. Come, RJ.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. RJ Dixon, medical doctor by profession, and parliamentary candidate for North Central Clarendon. I just wanted to make a quick comment because I'm going to leave to go to a workers' meeting. But I heard some of the comments and questions, and it's really something that in medical practice, it's my experience where, parents literally and their children suffer because there's not enough support from the state. When I heard the gentleman that just spoke, a lady from one of my divisions, Moko, comes to mind, that she comes to me so often. She's trying to get a child on path. He has cerebral palsy. He's now about 13 or 14 because he has certainly aged out of the pediatric population where hospital is concerned. So it's certainly about 13 or 14, and she has been trying for years and unable to get, that child on path. So it's certainly something that I hope that the People's National Party, my party, can look into, right? And it's commendable that we're having a forum like this because I've never really seen this form part of any political campaign as far back as I can remember. And, to add one further comment, there's something I'm passionate about persons with disabilities and special needs. I've been, involved in working with autism support for the past 10 years since I was in university and continue to do so. So when I win, I'll be not just an advocate for North Central Clarendon, but an advocate for persons living with disabilities. And Comrade Leader and Comrade Julian, the early stimulation program is something I really want us to look into when we go to office. I have patients that I refer and they come to the next visit, they can't get onto the program, the next one and the next one. And it says early stimulation, 0 to 6 years. And you find that some of them age right out of that program without being able to benefit. The accessibility, the disability fund as well, the accessibility of screening. Again, I refer my patients time and again, and it's almost hell for them to get the necessary screening assessment done because you first have to formally diagnose before you can get access to the different, assistance programs, etc. You have to diagnose before I can refer to a child psychologist when I suspect ADHD, for example. But we're just not having that done because so many children, so many parents are not able to afford, and some who are able to afford, there's a backlog when it comes on to accessing. So it's something I'm really looking forward to us, dealing with when we form office in another few weeks to make sure that persons who have these particular challenges aren't suffering just because you were either born different or acquired something as you became older. So that's just my comment to add. And I say you can look forward to having an advocate like me in Parliament for all of you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. And then I see just after Cheryl. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cheryl Lee Phillips, a mother of a special needs child who is multiple diagnosed. Now, I know there are a lot of different things in place for children with cerebral palsy or autism or so forth. But when a child is multiple diagnosed, it takes a different picture. My question, though, and I have a room full, but I'll ask one. A mention was made of persons who are not able to work and for them to have access to NIS when they're 65. But how are they going to get to 65 if they're not able to work? My son is presently 22. He will never be able to work. I will have to be his caregiver for the rest of his life, or mine, whichever comes first. I think there should be something in place for persons like those who will never be able to work. And it's not PATH, because PATH is non-existent, but something in place for when they get to the work age, 18, 20, that will somehow benefit them. I'm not asking for a handout, but I'm asking for these persons to be taken into consideration. Presently, I'm a teacher. I teach special needs. So special needs is my life 24/7. Yeah? It is a hard road.
Thank you, Cheryl. And yes, we're coming to you with a microphone. Thanks. Yes, thank you.
Good, good evening, everybody. My name is Charlotte Black, and I must say, half of the room, I invited them here. So, yes. And I am very much emotional when you touched NHT. I am self employed. I am a registered farmer with RADA. So I'm just seeing myself in the paper sometimes last week. So persons can view that. But I have applied or had applied since 2017. It took me 4 years to know that I was not getting my house. Still did not get it. And when the lawyer saw that was happening, they said this must be a murder case because we never see nothing take 4 years. And to this date, I have not gotten the house. Last year, June, I called them again and I was crying and they said, oh, something out now, let we do your application of one of those units, only to be told that you're not qualified. And I, as a self-employed person, have to pay like 5,100 every month. So, quarterly, that's what it is. And it's not easy because having to be on the road every day, doing some kind of stuff to be self-employed, it's not easy. And also, I have colleagues that when you see them on the road, a lot of blind persons, I can tell you, counting on my fingers, 15 blind persons are out there now, begging literally to survive. And we cannot have it. Time come, I need my house, and I really want to be alive to get that house. Yes.
I think we have one more, Comrade Maureen. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Stand up, stand up.
Maureen, Comrade Maureen.
Go ahead, go ahead. We're going to take 2 more questions. One is here, and I come to this one.
Right here. Right here, the gentleman.
Damon, is you?
Hello.
This for you?
And then one, yes.
Yes, good evening.
Right here.
Go ahead.
My name is Paulette Ellison, and this is my daughter, Wendy Locke. She was born. She spoke for about the first 2 years of her life. She spoke the second year. And she took a little time to walk too. But in the 1 year and 9 months, she got up and walked. Right, but the speech did not come back. She stopped speaking at 2. Up to this day, she is 49 now. She don't speak. You have to know when she's feeling pain. She was diagnosed 5 years ago with fibroids in her belly. She has been going to the gynae clinic in Jubilee Hospital for every 3 months checkup, and so they advised me that I should let she get a operation to take it out. I'm so scared. I don't want, and it is a no down there because people is waiting for all 5-6 years and not getting an operation to take out the fiber. Because every time you go to clinic, you see it full up same way. And we're saying if we get to do it at medical or one of those places, it's a lot of money, over $1 million. So she has to stay on pain pills and those things. So I'm just speaking for her, and I have to find everything for her. She's registered the Council of Disability, but she's not getting anything. I have to find everything for her. Me and our brothers and sisters have to find everything for her. Clothes, food, going to the doctor, taking ultrasounds, and doing all those things. We have to find everything financially for her. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Elaine, one more question here. And
one more, and yes. Friends, go ahead.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, man. Special request to all of the member of parliament. I work a lot of places in Jamaica. Like I used to drive me and Mary Atkins. I used to work at KCC building department and so much other places that used to show collect all those funds from me. And now when I check out stock, I am trying to acquire some pension and I cannot get nothing Now I'm finding myself in this stage of life where I am. And I am saying we need to look out for the hard-working ones who have done their share of work already and falling into this kind of situation of a disability. My eyes are gone. I cannot see right now. You know, people have. I come here by myself today from 1 o'clock, and I waited until the time because I cannot. I don't have anybody to help me to get here. I don't have taxi fare. But I respect the PMP. I respect Mr. Golden coming in to take it and take it further. And Mr. Robinson, that gentleman there, Mr. Damian Crawford. I tell you, say, when I hear you, I have to record you, because I can't see you. When I could have see you, I always want to see you, because I want to go with them. Trust me, yeah, because I tell you, we need it, the help, and we need, and when it comes to all the part place, I go down there, and when I go down there, I'll know I can't get none of them says, when them call it, social worker soon come check me. I'll know social now, social with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to ask the panelists if they would like to respond to any of the statements or questions. And in the meanwhile, I also want to recognize, okay, there's one other, that we do have some online viewers who have sent some questions and statements to the panel. I just want to recognize them. There is one about looking at comprehensive strategies and support systems to implement and ensure an inclusive learning environment. I was hoping that Comrade Damien would be here to take this one. And the other had to do with how we could empower individuals with disabilities by leveraging their strengths, providing accessible assets and support networks, some of which we have talked about, and adapting tasks to meet their needs. Thank you. Any response from any of the statements?
Let me just have her first and then we will.
Okay, yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Taisha Milne, and I'm not a happy camper this evening. I was diagnosed with Graves' disease from 2020, and I got approval to do my surgery, which is not provided here. I got the visa, I got my ticket. I was told that Ministry of Health offers help. They send me to UWI Hospital for referrals. UWI Hospital refused to give me the referrals, and I had to be in a meeting with them today because I need to leave on Sunday. So I'd like to know who can address this so I could get the help to go and do my surgery. I have 2 children that I have to live for.
All right, you want to have there is a question online also about voting and asking about whether or not persons with disabilities can be allowed to vote by mail if they can't go into the center. Online question. I'm just telling you.
I know the EOJ doesn't permit any voting except in person at this stage. I mean, it may be something that we can examine in the future, but you are eligible to vote once you can go in person, and you will get assistance once you get to the polling station. Your privacy will still be protected, but at this stage in our electoral process, we don't facilitate mail-in votes.
I must say that when you look at the last concluding observations from the United Nations Committee, that was an issue that was flagged in terms of improvement in the uh, voting systems to make it more accessible for persons with disabilities. So, you know, Jamaica has to move in that direction. And I'm certain that when we are elected as government, those are some of the reform issues that we will have to contend with. I just in making my intervention to say that what I have seen and heard here this evening, comrade leader, has brought to light some gripping realities affecting persons with disabilities. And we have to make sure that in leaving here, that all these expressions are taken into consideration, because these are the lived realities of the people that matters in our Jamaica land we love. And so I can say to my brothers and sisters with disabilities, we have heard your voices and we will be acting upon the suggestion and your cries. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just to
I wanted to
get a little, oh, sorry about that.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, just quickly to find out from the person who's supposed to be going abroad, did you get a turn down from the Ministry of Health, because there is such a fund to give assistance? So I'm not too sure if they have not responded to you, or it is not in the timely manner in which you would want to.
I think we may have to have. She says that the hospital refuses to give her the letter she needs to go to the Ministry of Health. So I think it has to be a one-on-one conversation.
Yeah.
Okay?
If we get her particulars,
Yeah, I think so.
we can follow up with the UA hospital people that we know to see
If
what
that's
can be
possible.
done.
Someone's going to come and take a name. All right, thank you for that.
I just want to say, generally speaking, a theme that comes across from what we have heard here this evening is that critical institutions that support persons with disabilities are inadequately funded and are therefore not able to deliver the service that they were set up to do. So we have to address that issue. Then there are programs which do not seem to put persons with disabilities in a priority position, such as PATH. And I think that's wrong. I think that persons with disabilities, who are among the most vulnerable in the society, must be treated with priority by PATH, not only in terms of who gets the benefit, but also how quickly they address those issues that are brought to them. So we're going to have to really look at the governance of PATH and how we address persons with disabilities within the PATH program, so that we can change to a much better situation how it addresses this community and their needs.
Go ahead. Elaine, you have a question?
Yes, Comrade Leader, we have a question from an online viewer. Good evening. We need an attorney to assist with legal matters. When a child reaches 18 years old, why do I have to apply for legal guardianship? If I can't make decisions for him, who will? Can I just walk away from him? He cannot survive on his own. So there's an issue there.
That presumably somebody is not a parent.
No, it
but
doesn't.
is looking
It doesn't.
after the person.
No. Once your child reaches the age of 18, he or she is an adult.
Yeah.
And if I as his parent, I am required to apply for legal guardianship, and it costs you money to go through the system. You also have to have your child assessed again. And that costs money because he's no longer eligible to be assessed at microcare. So he spends $90,000 to get the assessment done and some legal fees so that you can be the legal guardian. So if my son is sick, I can't determine what I'm going to do for him legally. I mean, I can do it, but legally they could challenge it. So that's a reality.
Well, that requires a legislative intervention. I think that that's something that we can take on board, because logically, if the child is unable to look after themselves and they reach the age of adulthood, there shouldn't be a difficult or expensive or slow process for their caregivers to be given the authority to continue to play that role as a parent. So I think we need to look at how we address that, and in terms of a procedure which is much easier to deal with than the current one.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to take two more questions and then we're going to end. We have to take just two more. There's a lady who was here and okay, wait, all right, wait, go ahead. Welcome to Western St. Mary.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tevon Thomas, a Paralympic athlete who represent Jamaica at the highest level, right? It's not really a question, but a concern. Why is it when it is politics time, all these persons try to come out and rush the disabled people to go out and vote? Why is it they don't do the same thing to protect these people and give their support to them? Thank you very much.
One question.
Yes. I just want to actually recognize another representative here, the candidate for the People's National Party in Western St. Mary, Orville Woodbine, who has come with various persons. And at the parish meeting we had over the weekend, 2 persons with disabilities were given an opportunity to come onto the platform and express themselves and so on. So I want to commend him for the interest he's showing in the community. And your point is well taken. You know, this is not a vote gathering exercise. This is really part of preparing ourselves for government. You know, and we obviously would welcome the support at the polls, but we are really here to ensure that some of the burning issues that have come out today, that we are aware of them from the get-go, so that we can try and make a difference as quickly as possible to address some of these terrible situations that we're hearing about.
All right, we're going to take just 2 more questions now. You have just 2 more at this point in time. You have had your hand up for a long time. Go ahead. We're taking questions now, not statements. Questions. 1 question, and I will stop you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Janelle. I am a wife of a disabilities person who's Jerome Jackson. And I would like to know, why was it whenever a person applies for PATH program, they ask you, do you have flush toilet? All those questions, I don't think they are relevant to ask, because then again, and then, is your wife employed? Is one of the most qualified massaging therapists here in Jamaica. And trust me, when I tell you, say they underrate him, they underrate a person with disability. And is your wife, so your wife can't take care of all sort of question, like I'm the one who will take care of him along with my child who has dyslexia. They don't care. So I would like to know what can be done about that.
All right. All right, we're going to actually, at this point in time, you have 1 more question and we're going to cut off, because I know people have been here, some from 4 o'clock, and I want to sort of like give people a chance to stretch their legs, all right? You can still mingle and you can still talk to people. A few of us will still be here, can ask questions, but understand we need to cut off for some people, okay? 1 more question.
There, come. Yes, come along, please. Thank you.
Good
Thank
evening.
you.
Adams is my name, and I love to see the reformation of the Rising Sun people. It is a medium in which the party can educate the society about political situation within our country. Right? That paper needs to be restored. Hard copy and soft copy. so the party can work out how that can be done. The other thing, with Mr. James, we have been strapped for funds in regards to health. I am suggesting to the government of the People's National Party, who will be in a few weeks' time, that if we can look at having a statutory reduction in regards to health, just like the NHT, education, and all of that. I believe that situation can address a multitude of health issues, right? And I'd love to see Mr. Golden to talk to him about a strategy that he can use in campaigning.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, are there any final words from the panelists? One more. Okay, go right ahead. Go right
Hello.
ahead.
Good
One more,
evening.
one more.
I just wanted to find out for high school level, I'm having a challenge that there is not inclusivity. Somebody mentioned it earlier. And I find that there is not a grade in each grade level, there is not a special needs class. So it is the hardest thing to find a school, even if you can afford it, to send your special needs kids to in Jamaica. So that's something that I wanted addressed. And another thing is a community for the Special Needs Society. Right now, there is a Special Olympics team for Jamaica who has to be hitching on to UTEC to use their pool. There needs to be a community established that can have physical therapy services and the facilities there for the Special Needs Society. Two things that I wanted to add.
Thank you. Thank you for that. We've taken note. I'm going to ask, I know that there are many more questions and statements, but you've been sitting, you've been a great audience or participants in this discussion and this conversation. As Comrade Weber said, please stay behind, ask your questions of the panelists. There are supporters who may be around to take any questions you may have, because part of the process, clearly it's about listening and then speaking for the needy. I am going to ask you, go ahead, comrade.
All right, thanks very much. Yes, I agree. Healthcare does need more, needs more funding. However, we are already wasting some of the resources that we already have.
Yes.
In terms of we spend a lot of money on promotional activities instead of actually putting in things that you actually need. Give you a prime example. Bustamante Hospital doesn't have a CT scan machine. And instead of getting a CT scan machine for the hospital, the minister implemented a program where you get to interact with a dog, to pet the dog, and think that would help you to feel better. So it's about prioritizing the important things that will actually affect. No, nothing is wrong with having a pet dog that will help with the, your emotional well-being and everything. But you must prioritize. When you have shortage of resources, you have to prioritize what is important, because if you don't deal with the medical emergency that you have, petting the dog won't help you either. So you need to make sure you get the equipment in place. So yes, I agree in terms of funding. I'm happy that somebody raised the long wait time for surgeries. And I believe it's a national emergency, because when you have persons waiting so long, you have persons with cancers waiting long to get surgeries and so on, and end up dying, and there's nothing that comes out of that. So it is something that we have to look at. You can't have operating theaters being closed down because of lack of AC units and so on, basic things like that. So it's just about prioritizing what is important and keeping the system going, and training our people to ensure that we have specialists and the human resources to take on the challenges that we have.
Thank you, Comrade Jesse. Comrade Leader, I'm going to ask you to say a couple of things in closing. Comrade Daly, I think you just say thank you. And I'm going to charge the panelists and our future Prime Minister. I'm a church woman, right? The proverb says, Open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of those who are destitute. Open your mouth. Judge righteously. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. And the psalmist says, defend the cause of the weak and fatherless. Maintain the rights of the poor and the oppressed. I charge you all as our next government to remember this evening. Remember that you speak on behalf of the voiceless and you will judge on behalf of the invisible. And we must get it right because time comes.
Well, in closing, I just want to say, first of all, I want to big up the organizers of this event. And I want to thank them for the effort that it has taken to put this together, the panelists, but most of all of you who came here today to participate. And, you know, I think it has been a very useful discussion because you have real experiences of how the system treats or mistreats you in your own lives. And it's really those stories that can help to guide policymakers to try to make the system fairer and more effective in delivering the services that are intended for you but are sometimes not delivered because of the way in which the system is working. And so for me, these kind of dialogues are vital in ensuring better quality governance for the country, because these are the ways in which persons who make decisions can be well informed and can know where the reality is and what the rubber is on the road. I want to thank everybody. There are a couple of persons who have burning needs, and if we get the information, we will try to see what we can do to have that addressed quickly for you. So, you know, Maureen and whoever can do that, please go ahead and make sure we have that information so we can try and follow up. And, you know, to everyone here, you know, we want to be a government that really addresses the issues of the disabled community, not as an afterthought, but as a central tenet of what we are about as a government. Because if, as has been said, if the most vulnerable in the society are being looked after, you're going to have a much better society, a much stronger society, and a society where people feel that they want to be part of it and where the love is flowing and we can see progress. So one love, everybody. God bless you all. Power.
Wow. Believe me. Put your hands together for all the presenters today. Comrade leader, Comrade Mark Golden, I want to say to you, I know that you did not just come for a show. You came to listen, to learn, and to understand so that you will be able to make informed decisions in regards to persons with disabilities. We thank you. To the panelists, and I must say, Comrade Weber, I don't want to miss because sometimes you talk to me. I want to say to you, hats off. I don't know if there's another person who, apart, well, Professor Floyd too, that love persons with disabilities and care about their needs more than Comrade Maureen Weber. Put your hands together for her. I am certain that we laid hand on Comrade Allen in a very short period, and I realized she even became a woman of the cloth today. But we want to thank you. The caterers, everybody who make it possible, the persons who are sending out these messages for us, but most importantly, you I am really touched by some of the concerns. I have learned so much from you today. And I must tell you, I am leaving here with more fire in my belly to make sure that I will be able to become your defender, because your voice must be my voice and my voice must be your voice. God bless you. Safe journey home, and let us start this conversation. Oh, listen to me now. I don't know. Me tell him, yes, me write down things and don't look at the paper. The General Secretary, the real General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, he said to Comrade Weber and myself, we cannot go into an election and leave anyone behind. The ones that are most vulnerable must be heard. And that is why we were able to have this forum today. Let us big up our General Secretary for his vision and insight. God bless you. Love you. I see people from all my constituency. Some of them who move out, gone into other people's place, but I still love them anyway. God bless you. Safe journey. Feel free to stay back, interact, and let us share some ideas and telephone numbers if we can. God bless you.
We just had a live broadcast courtesy of the People's National Party. Let me go back and see what's going on here. Yes. That's the end of the live broadcast that we just had with the People's National Party. Mark Golding invited persons with disability to have a chit chat with them, and they did that. And believe you me, when you listen to people who are having problems with disability and money is being wasted, and the Ministry of Health, when they give people up their job as project manager, when they're not capable to have that job, money is being wasted in our health sector in this country, while our people suffer. Money is being wasted in this country of ours, while our people suffer. I get to understand that the Minister of Health has gotten Jamaica's highest award, Order of Old Donkey, OD, or a CD, Cow of Donkey. One out of the two. You know, when I tell you people that gone were the days when you get an award is an honorable thing to get. But when you have criminals and rapists getting an awards in this country, you wonder what is next in Jamaica. You have some people who are wearing neckties. They're the biggest crook known. They're the biggest rapists known. They're the biggest human traffickers known. They're the biggest thief known. The thief poor people money, and they're giving them an award. Is what is going on in this country. So when you have people with disability who needs help, there is no help for them because the money gone. And when the money gone, those in authority give those people who thief money, who don't deserve to get an award in this country, they give them an award of old jackass and old donkey and cow this and cow that. Those are the people they give national awards to. What has Christopher Tufton done in this country to deserve an award? Huh? What has Dr. Christopher Tufton done in this country to deserve an award? 24 dead babies in 24 days. And until now, you don't hear the Prime Minister of this country says nothing about it. Yet they're up and down all over the place campaigning. You don't hear Babsy Green says nothing about it. You don't hear Juliet Holness, who have 2 boys, says nothing about it. You don't hear Juliet Cuthbert de Flynn says nothing about it. And she has a child. Those are the people who we put in this country to govern us. Dr. Tufton and his watch. 24 dead babies under his watch. And the Jamaican government sees fit. The Governor General sees fit to award him order of dead babies. Or order of donkey. Is this the nation that we're living in? This country that we call home. My fellow Jamaicans, we're living in a critical time in our country, you know. We're at a critical juncture in this nation of ours. And for those who don't believe that we're at a critical time in this country, then something is wrong with you. We are at a tipping point in this nation of ours. The JUTC is not making a profit, yet they're pumping money in there. The Cornell Regional Hospital has cost overrun. And you hear nothing from these people. You hear nothing from these people. I hope Mayor Scott, we're going to have Mayor Scott coming on, you know. I may have to call Mayor Scott, you know, because I see where this thing is saying he's not connected. Device not connected. Let me see if I can get a hold of Mayor Scott. Just a moment here, please, for me, people. I'll put on a commercial break. Just a moment. We're going to have Mayor Scott from the People's National Party coming to speak to us. Just a moment here, please.
And you can trust that when you send me to Parliament, you're not have a bench warmer or a table knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not have to ask, but I know no one me ask anyway. Northwest St. Anne, are you ready? See the signal waving in the sky. Reinforcements now appearing. Victory, victory, victory. Up the keys again. Still man. Out in the desert, we are PNP the ball out, labor rights sick, and the place stand ready to die. PNP the cry out, labor rights sick, and the place stand ready to die.
Election day. Election. You know here the voice of the key said God. Never write your throne, God. Oh. Hey, hey, never write your throne, God. Oh. Hey, hey, you know here. Father, come in, can you appear people? You know here. The voice of the keys
We're standing by to join the mayor of Spanish Town, Mayor Norman Scott. But in the meantime, as we get through to Mayor Scott, I want you to listen to this man here. Somebody sent this to me and I find it very amusing.
Still, man. Out in the desert, we are PNP the ball out, labor right sick, and the place are ready to die. PNP the cry out, labor right sick, and the place are ready to die. Election day, election day, election day, election. You know here the voice of the key said God. Never write your throne, God. Oh. Hey, hey, never write your throne, God. Oh. Hey, hey, you know here. Father, come in, can you appear people? You know here the voice of the keys
Good afternoon and good night, everyone. It's now 8:02 in Kingston, Jamaica. 9:02 here in South Florida. I have on the line with me Mayor Norman Scott. Mayor Scott, good night. Welcome to the program, sir. Hold on for me, Mayor Scott. Oh, Lord. All right, Mayor Scott, go ahead again. I think something went wrong here a while ago. Go ahead for me again. Repeat what you just said.
I say good night and good night to your listeners all over the world.
Thank you. Mayor Scott, welcome to the Make We Talk program. You are running for a seat in St. Elizabeth. You're the son of the soul of St. Elizabeth. Tell us some more about it.
Yes, while I was not born in the parish, I was grown up in the parish. I actually was born in Kingston. I grew up between Spanish Town and Goshen, where my brother, my elder brother, son Scott, had lived for many years. So from I was a small child, I was always in Goshen, between Goshen and Spanish Town.
So what prompted you now? You're the mayor for Spanish Town, but what prompted you decide you want to run for is it Southwest St. Elizabeth?
No, it's Southeast St. Elizabeth.
Southeast St. Elizabeth. What prompted you to decide to run for Southeast St. Elizabeth?
Well, having done 27 years as a local government practitioner, as a councillor, going 13 years as the mayor of Spanish Town, I've said to myself that I think I have given enough and I've served the people enough in local government. And I think it is time for me to move into the legislative framework. And as a result of that, I decided that I would enter any of the seats that are available as a legislator. So Southeast St. Elizabeth became vacant After there was a candidate, and the party did their, after coming out of the local government elections, and so the party had decided that based on the work schedule that was given and other things, they would be changing the candidate for that constituency. And so that constituency became vacant. I applied to the normal process, and I did my own underground research and sounding. I found that the constituency been out of proper representation for the last 9 going 10 years, and that the people of Southeast were being shafted.
Yes.
And so, again, as I said, I applied to the party. I offered myself to the constituents. They did their sounding, they did their background check, they did all the requisite requirements that would have enabled me to be qualified to represent the constituency. And of course, because I as a child, was very much familiar with the constituency, my brother did a lot of work for the late Member of Parliament, Derek Rochester. My brother was a contractor that did a lot of bulldozing work. A lot of the roads that have been cut in and built in the inner parts of the constituency were all done by my brother. So I was very much familiar with the territory. And so it was easy for me to synchronize in the constituency after, coming and making myself available to the constituency.
Mayor Scott, tell us what is the plan you have for Northeast St. Elizabeth? I'm pretty.
Again, it is southeast.
Sorry, Southeast. I beg your pardon. Southeast St. Elizabeth. What is the plan you have for Southeast?
And I must just tell you that I'm actually at a spot meeting in Leeds currently. Yes, and I know they'll soon ask for me to come and make my little contribution.
I won't keep you long, Mayor Scott. I won't keep you long. Tell us the plans you have for that area, sir. And I'm pretty much sure you're being welcomed with open arms by the people of that constituency, sir.
Well, the people are longing for some real representation. They really need a change. They have a candidate or an MP currently who all he does goes to Parliament and he sleeps in Parliament. They want somebody who will work for them, somebody who will represent them. And they also need someone when there is, because you know that Jamaica is in it's a tropical country, and every year between June and November, it is the hurricane season. Last year we had a serious hurricane, and that devastated a great portion of Jamaica, and more than any else, St. Elizabeth got a very hard hit from Hurricane Beryl last year. And I'll tell you, it was a shame to see how the government treated it's considered to be the breadbasket parish of Jamaica. Southeast St. Elizabeth has the number 2 man for agriculture. St. Elizabeth and Southeast more than any other of the constituency. I'll just give you some stats on it. St. Elizabeth is responsible for 25% of the food production in Jamaica. And Southeast alone produces 12.5% of the total food production. 1/8 of the food production is produced in Southeast St. Elizabeth alone. And it has the number 2 man for agriculture in Jamaica. And I'll tell you, after the disaster of Hurricane Beryl, the government of Jamaica got from the Moroccan government of 70,000 bags of fertilizer And I'll tell you, not one farmer out of Southeast got one bag of those fertilizer. And it is a shame.
You know something, Mayor Scott? We have been tracking that shipment of fertilizer from Morocco, you know. And the information that we have, believe you me, if it was some other modern democracy, people gone to prison.
Well, it is not too late. It is not too late. Because I'll tell you, the People's National Party is coming to government. And all of these gifts that has been given, we will be checking to see where it go and what happened to it. I'll tell you. So I'm just saying that the constituency is such a farming constituency. And I'll tell you, the roads are in atrocious condition. I mean, it is a shame. Had it not been for the former Prime Minister, Portia Simpson Miller, and she got the EU government to help, and they came in with an irrigation project and some road project to enable a section of the constituency to have gotten some road repairs and some irrigated water for some areas. But I'm saying this started almost 9 years ago and it still can't come to a completion. It is a shame for various reasons. There is stoppages and stoppages and stoppages, and the project cannot be completed. But I say to the people, have no fear, because Scott is here, and I'm going to make sure that all the hanky-pankies that have gone on, we're going to find out about them.
You know, Mayor Scott, I have been lobbying on this program since Hurricane Beryl. This program has assisted various people in St. Elizabeth in getting, you know, their houses up and going and so forth. This make with our program here. And I wanted to say this, Mayor Scott, that what you must investigate also, the Cayman Islands government, the then Premier Julian O'Connolly, along with former Premier Makiva Bush, came to Jamaica after Hurricane Beryl. They were traveling around the Caribbean, and they came to Jamaica. They handed over donation to the Prime Minister and the Minister of Local Government, Mr. Desmond McKenzie. All right?
You mean Desmond, who was down in Junction today, opening up what we call, when we were at school as a little boy, we would say, go around to the PP house.
It's same one. Him same one. Who keep
Desmond McKenzie. And you know something? I am told that this project started almost 5 years ago, and it was a community project. And someone who had contractor man who did some work on the project had to go there today to create one sting, and still has not gotten all of his money. He was promised to go to the mayor's office on Monday to see if he can collect the rest of his money.
Well, if it was me, you know, that place now open. It would never open. But Mayor Scott, what I want you to do for me, Mayor Scott, I want you to, since you're running in St. Elizabeth, sir, investigate the donation that was given to the Jamaican government for the people of St. Elizabeth from the government and people of the Cayman Islands. I am asking you, sir, to do your investigation. What happened to the money? How is it that now, 1 year later, the people of St. Elizabeth is still suffering because of Hurricane Beryl?
Several houses, I can tell you, are still without roofs. People are still have to be cutting with neighbor or friend or family. And I tell you, I've been to several of these houses, and the stories that you hear, it is so heartrending.
My God. I was speaking to your counterpart, your colleague, Dr. Miranda Wellington, a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she's going through the pans of hell with those people who call themselves the other side there. They won't give, she was trying to put on some zinc on a community center there, and the council stop her from doing it.
I am told. I am told.
Mayor
They
Scott,
wouldn't do that to me though.
I know. They can't run with Scotty. Mayor Scott, I want you to talk to us about the farmers of your constituency coming up. Talk about the farmers and the young people. What the plans you have for the farmers and the young people in that constituency, sir?
Well, as a party, and we have recognized that farming in Jamaica, you find that mostly the older folks are still in farming, and it is not attractive to the youngsters. I intend to open all of those training centers that are in the constituency. You know that all of the centers, community centers, have been closed. All of them have been closed.
That's what I was told.
Yes, all of them have been closed. This government have no use for community centers and training centers. So I intend to, through art and through other agencies, and rather to one, assist and train farmers in modern techniques that is going to assist them in making their yields much higher than what is happening today. We are going to be investing in equipment that are going to make the lives of the farmers much easier than what is happening today. Rather, which is supposed to be the farming agency, has now become another group in the GLP. And so we intend to modernize and make rather efficient. And so through water, we are going to be working through them to assist the farmers with, as I said, modern techniques, modern irrigating techniques, the drip system. We're going to be using the what I call it,
hydroponic. Hydroponic?
Yes, hydroponic. That's the name. To assist farmers in modern techniques. Now, we also intend to look about the storage facility in the constituency. As you all know, just the other day, farmers had to dump thousands of tomatoes. And so we recognize that it is a serious issue in the constituency where glut, and when there's not a glut, there is a shortage. Using RADA, we will be able to make sure that farmers are given the kind of data that is going to be requisite in making sure that the farmers in Southeast St. Elizabeth will not be farming the same kind of produce that the people in St. Thomas are doing, because we want to make sure that we are producing the right amount of produce that the country will require at the specific time. And the agency that has that responsibility is RADA. And I know that Dr. Campbell, Dayton Campbell, is going to be making sure that this is done and done efficiently. The storage facility, we are going to be getting containers, retrofitting them, where we will use solar powered energy to refrigerate and keep these produce to have longer shelf lives. And we'll be looking at various districts, various communities to set up these storage facilities. So the farmers of St. Elizabeth Southeast have no fear, because we are going to be looking out for you. Not only will the PNP government under my leadership will be doing this, but the government will also be setting up a fund, something like what the Tourism Enhancement Fund is.
Yes.
Where you know that for the time being, we will have to be importing a lot of agricultural produce. So what the government intends to do, a PNP government, is to set up this fund, and from the imports of agricultural produce, the government will be collecting a cess from that, and it will go into a fund that is going to be able to assist farmers to, whether it's a loan or a grant, so that they can now increase their productivity.
What plans do you have when it comes on to water? Because water is a burning issue for the people of St. Elizabeth for many years. In your constituency, what's the plan you have for the water for the farmers?
It is a shame, because St. Elizabeth has the longest river. That river has never dried. Several feasibility studies have been done to pump water. And tell you, I'm at Leeds now.
Yes.
And just the other day, I went up to Malvern. There's a reservoir up in Malvern that this uncaring government has blocked off. No water is going to it anymore. I intend to have that reservoir repaired and put back into operation.
Mayor Scott,
up in Malvern.
Mayor Scott,
Yes.
was that reservoir built by the late Danny Buchanan?
Yes, it was.
And has not been used.
It has not been used. That reservoir can hold millions of gallons of water. When I looked at the thing, I was frightened. I said, how could this be here? And the people of Malvern and Leeds and Red Bank and all of these communities, Southfield, Bellevue, are having serious water problem. And all it needed is to have a dedicated line that goes to it and have it gravity fed to the various communities. Well, I'll tell you something. I tell the people, have no fear, because Scott is here, and I'm going to make sure, as a man of action, to get these things into operation. So we're going to be dusting off some of these studies, Ian Hales and myself, and we're going to look at them, and we're going to put the best one into operation. And as I've said to you already, that I've identified that reservoir up there, which has not been in operation, and I'm going to put it in operation.
And let me say this to you, Mayor Scott. I am going to hold you to that, sir. That when you become...
not only you, but I am giving the commitment to the people. I'm a man of action. I will tell you where I'm coming from now. I recall when I was going there, I see people carrying water on them head. A place called Central Village, Suffers Heights.
Yes.
Today, and they had those big tanks were there built by the late Anthony Spalding. I went in and put those tanks into operation. So I'm not coming here to talk because I have a mouth to talk. I'm coming with facts and action as a man who been there and done it before, and I will do it here too.
Mayor Norman Scott, I know you'll do it, because I remember doing a research on you, sir, and I get information that you did help the people in that area when there was no water. The tank was there and nobody was using the tank, and you make sure that the tanks are in operation. And I'm telling you that you go to St. Elizabeth now and do that for the people of St. Elizabeth, your constituency, sir. They will appreciate what you're doing for them, sir. And based on all of that, Mayor Scott, what is the plan you have for the younger set of people?
Well, as I was telling you that for the farmers, which they, I'm intent to open all the community centers because I believe that education is the only way out of poverty. And every youngster you talk to today, they're asking you about a farm work farm. Each members of parliament get only 40 farm work farms. I intend to train 400 youngsters per year. And I want to take them up to level 4, where they, you know that once you're at the level 4 grade, you can go anywhere in the Caribbean and work with just that certification. But when I certify 400 youngsters up to level 4, I know that employers will be coming from all over the world to employ these youngsters. And so instead of they're wanting to get that farm work farm, these youngsters will be trained and they will be making their own money. They'll be going on their own. I'll tell some of them when they go and work and come back, their employers will have to beg them to come and work because they will be so what you call it,
well trained and seasoned.
well trained.
Yes. So Scott, talk to us about the elderly in your constituency. There's a lot of elderly people in your constituency. Eh? What is the plan as a member of parliament you have for them? Because sometimes they're left, they're neglected, and sometimes when I go to the PART program to get a little chip and halfpenny, God bless what I can do for them.
Well, again, as I indicated, that the late Derek Rochester built a clinic in Junction, and that clinic, the facility, the ground that it has been built on, was built for further expansion. I intend to move it from there to take it to a hospital because when the persons have to leave all the way from up in Malvern, up in Southfield, Top Hill, Bull Savannah, and to get to either Black River or Mandeville. In most cases, it ends up where their loved one passed. So I intend to do that to continuation of what the late Derek Rochester started, because his intention was to take it to that level. And so
go ahead.
I'm looking at also to see how best we can set up a home for, just like what I did in Spanish Town at the infirmary.
Yes.
A home, because you may not have known, but I was the one who built one of the wards at the Spanish Town infirmary, and it was built with the intent of private public, where the people with their loved ones could put them there, and they would pay a fee, a small fee, for them to be kept there. But what happened was there was the need to remove those persons who were in the hospitals and that were not sick. And so 40 something of them were taken out of between Spanish Town and Linstead Hospital and placed in that ward. That ward was built by me.
Yes.
I intend to do something like that in the junction area, because I know that there are senior people who their loved ones are possibly overseas and they can't find anyone to take care of them. I intend to build a home like that in the junction area for that kind of a purpose.
If you're just joining us, I'm speaking to Mayor Norman Scott. He is vying for the seat of Southeast St. Elizabeth. Mayor Norman Scott, he's the mayor of Spanish Town, the People's National Party mayor of Spanish Town. Mayor Scott, I couldn't let you come here to answer this question, doing the mayor. What is your views on this school bus saga that's going on in this country? $1.4 billion. When we do our checks here in the diaspora, we see that those buses are some old decommissioned buses. And the minister get waiver for 3 of them, not for them not to be searched or something of the sort. And when we check the chassis number, 2 of the buses that he said is bus is flatbed trucks, Mayor Scott. I can't send the information. Flatbed trucks. But what I want to ask you this question, Mayor Scott. Your views on this rural school bus saga?
Well, you would have known that my party was the one who initiated this thing a long time ago. And in recent time, in the budget debate, our leader had given a commitment that a return of the People's National Party, because when we did our checks, we found out that between 2016 and 2024, that's 8 years. In that 8-year span, the numbers of percentage of students passing 5 or more stake C has decreased from 28% to just 18%. And so, because in education, when they did a research, they found out that one of the biggest contributor to the poor pass rate was the absenteeism. And so the government, so the party decided that they will tackle absenteeism to a format. And that format the party came up with is to use a system where a subsidy would be given, a fee would be given to and a lunch, that at lunch would be given. So when they looked at the absenteeism, they recognized that the 2 things that created the absenteeism is the lack of lunch money and the fear to go to school. And so the party decided that they would do something in making sure that they could tackle the absenteeism. And I'm not against a rural school bus system. I think that properly set up and properly operated can help a country like Jamaica.
But
what I saw, what I have seen happening, and we have done our own checks at that amount of money could have purchased some new coaster buses.
Yes.
So we are saying, why couldn't they have bought some new coaster buses that would go anywhere and could go some off roads too to assist these students? So again, we are not against a rural bus system, but what we have seen is a travesty of justice with these old buses. Up to today, I see they are sending on the social media where the buses are crashed, breaking down, and they don't start to operate yet. So you can imagine when they start to operate. And on top of that, I'm told, and I was reliably told, that one of the problems that they're having is that the drivers that they're using are the young trainees that have just come on, who doesn't understand to drive a left-hand drive vehicle and drive vehicles with these long chassis.
Mayor Scott, I am on record to say this, you know, Mayor Scott. And I'm not pulling you for you to comment on it. It's me saying it. In any other modern democracy, the minister would have to take away himself pending an investigation into this. And I pray and hope that when the People's National Party gains state power, they do a thorough investigation in this. It cannot be that the poor people of this country, money must just go down the drain like that.
I concur with you.
We're speaking.
I concur with you.
We're speaking to Mayor Norman Scott, the mayor of Spanish Town, vying for the seat in Southeast St. Elizabeth. Mayor Scott, don't be a stranger to the Make We Talk program now, sir.
I won't. There are two other things that I just want to mention quickly.
Go ahead, sir.
Because you know that Junction is the fastest developing inland town in Jamaica right now.
Yes.
Well, not just inland, fastest developing town. In terms, I would say, Old Harbour is now the largest dormitory community, or is the fastest developing dormitory community. But in terms of business activity, Junction is the fastest developing town. And so, with development, there are other things that need to carry the development.
Sorry, yeah.
And I look around and I see that business people have to be going either to Santa Cruz, Black River, or Mandeville to do business with government. And I'm telling the people that when I become their member of parliament, I am going to put a tax office in Junction to carry the development that is happening there. Not only will I do that, when you look at development in its entirety, you can't say you have a developing town that doesn't have a sewage system. So I'm going to be bringing the greater Junction sewage system, and it is going to come with also potable water. So I intend to get all of these things done, and I intend to do it in my 5 year. Last but not least,
go ahead, sir.
I have started to have discussion with our spokesman on mining and energy. And I've said to him that we must have the reopening of Alpart aluminum plant. As a little boy growing up, I used to drive my brother trucks over there because we used to have a lot of trucks operating inside of Alpart.
Yes.
And I remember those glory days. And I know that part of the downfall that is happening in St. Elizabeth right now and its environment is because of the closure of that factory. And we're going to have to get it up and running. And we are going to get it up and running.
And I pray and hope that when the People's National Party end up doing that, they will approach the Jamaican diaspora first before they go to some other Haitian country. There's a lot of millionaires in the Jamaican diaspora, you know. And I pray and hope that the People's National Party utilize some of the millionaires in the Jamaican diaspora. What do you take on that, Mayor Scott?
Well, as someone who travels overseas frequently, it is something that I'm also looking at. That when I become the member of parliament, I will be seeking to have investors coming to Junction and its environment to invest, because tourism will also be part of what I'm looking at for that area.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, Mayor Scott, I know you got to
So
run.
I want to thank you. Thank you for having me. I see they are saying they're waiting on me to come on stage now.
Yes.
So again, I will certainly come back on your program very soon. So thanks for, and I know that some of your callers would want to ask me some questions and talk to me. I will definitely make myself available to come back and do that. Thank you. Thank you.
I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. Mayor Norman Scott, the mayor of Spanish Town, vying for the seat in Southeast St. Elizabeth. Thanks for coming on, sir. Mayor Norman Scott there. The mayor of Spanish Town is now vying for the seat in Southeast St. Elizabeth. He said he grew up in St. Elizabeth. He's originally from Kingston, but he grew up in St. Elizabeth. And he's vying for the seat up there. It's a battleground seat, you know. And wherever St. Elizabeth goes, that's where the country goes. So election night will be a night for all of us to watch St. Elizabeth. Who will take home the seats in St. Elizabeth? Will it be the Jamaica Labour Party? Will it be the People's National Party? Well, I am hearing from credible sources that Scotty has the JLP under heavy manners down there. That's what I was told. And you know, it is good to have Mayor Scott. I'm gonna have Mayor Scott come back on that people can call in and ask him some questions that he promised to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, people, it is a night well spent. If you want to call in to talk to us about any other issue that you think, what do you think about the election coming up? Who do you think will be in government after this election? And do you believe that Andrew will call the election this Sunday? This is the number to call in, 954-529-8030. That's 954-529-8030. The number to call in on the program here on the MECPI Talk program. For those who are just joining us, we're just speaking to Mayor Norman Scott, the mayor of Spanish Town. He is vying for the seat in Southeast St. Elizabeth. People, I want you to watch this video here. I want you to watch this video here. There is a problem going around with these school buses. You know, I think this is in St. Mary, the junction in St. Mary, I think. That's the bus that Darrell was by. I want you to watch this video here. This was sent to me, and I find this video very amusing. Watch this video here.
Still, man. Out in the desert, we have PNP the ball out, labor rights sick, and the place are ready to die. PNP the cry out, labor rights sick, and the place are ready to die. Election day, election day, election day, election. You know here the voice of Nikki said, "Never write your throne, God, oh, yeah, yeah, never write your throne, God, oh, yeah, yeah, you know here, fatter, come in, can you appeal people? You know here the voice of Nikki said,
I think this man is in Nikisha Burchell constituency. Nikisha Burchell is the People's National Party caretaker for somewhere in St. James. And this man here, you know, say Anna and Jerry and his nephew. But I find it very amusing. Watch it again.
Still, man. Out in the desert, we hear PNP the ball out, labor rights sick, and them place stand ready to die. PNP the cry out, labor rights sick, and them place stand ready to die. Election day, election day, election day, election. You know here the voice of Nikki said, God, never write your throne, God, no. Never write your throne, God, no. You know here, fata, come in, can you appeal people? You know here the voice of Nikki said, God.
You know hear the voice of the higher man say, Babylon your throne gone down. Babylon your throne gone. Remember to join the Make We Talk program this Sunday. We will be coming to you live from Halfway Tree at the Jamaica Labour Party conference. We'll be also coming to you live from Crossroad in Kingston, Jamaica, from the People's National Party's parish conference. So we have two conferences going on at the same time, and we'll be bringing it to you live right here on the Make We Talk program. This afternoon, I hear Dr. Gary McKenzie, the head of PSTEB, speaking on a radio station that they said that police will be out in their full force. I'm being told that the Jamaica Defense Force will be deployed to assist the police officers on Sunday with the two political rally going on at the same time. Will the Prime Minister of Jamaica give the date of the election this Sunday? We'll be bringing that to you live. But the People's National Party will be having their parish rally in the heart of Crossroad this Sunday, and we'll be bringing that to you live. So stand by for all of that. It's going to be an exciting Sunday afternoon right here on the Make We Talk program. Hopefully we can get head boy to come and give his commentary before the boat conference starts. We're gonna try and have Conrad O'Brien to come on also to give their commentary on the boat parish rally is gonna happen. Will the Prime Minister of Jamaica call the election in Halfway Tree this Sunday? We don't know. We're gonna get that. Hopefully we're gonna bring that to you live. But of course, the People's National Party parish rally will be live in the heart of Halfway Crossroad. Good evening to you, Miss P. How you doing?
Yeah, to what is up there? Take you in your strategy and railway. Boy, the man that jump outside and Mr. Me and they said, hey.
It's Nikita Burchell
constituency.
Yes, constituency, you know. That man is a drone.
He does amusing.
Yes.
But seriously, now, Jeffrey, my real concern is, that's my personal opinion.
Yes.
The Labour them have them meet now Halfway Tree, and PNP are gonna cross it. You know, me feel like PNP should have put out on it.
You know, I heard, with all fairness, I was listening to Nationwide this afternoon, and I heard the young man say to Dr. Gary McKenzie, can you manage the two political rally in the same space? Crossroad, Halfway Tree. He said yes. the young man went to ask Gary Mackenzie, who was the first person who came and asked for a permit for the rally. And Dr. Mackenzie wouldn't go down that road with him. But it is something why you ask that question, Miss P. Go ahead.
Something or something, man. My spirit no feel, my spirit no feel the vibe there. Something, and if something happen, it's gonna be disastrous. Makiji, not because we not in the hierarchy. We are human being and we have sin. We have beg you. You come with them now go bex. Just put off it. Put out a meeting there. I move it. Move it from Kingston. I put it off. Means I beg you. Because seeing, not seeing, hearing what have been taking place, little like I see on YouTube and sitting. I don't think, and when Gary Mackenzie cannot answer who first asks, who first applied for the permit, that is enough to tell us that something is behind something. And these people, my opinion, you know, these people will do anything. Can cross out 12 is no distant. You hear, we call it pipe bomb start drop. And people start to play a blame game. So Marky G, for the interests of everybody and use a man of integrity. We the comrade, we rally already. People who not call to them a comrade, they rally long time. Because you have some people where they're showing the politics up front. But when the day come, then them out with their finger.
You know.
So just either you put it out or you move it. Please, because after I call election Sunday, we still have 21, do whatever you have a next time when you can go make a next meeting. Please, may I appeal to you, Martin.
You know,
you are Mr. Nathan Campbell.
You know
we
something.
Beg you, just call off the meeting, yeah.
You know something, Miss P?
Yeah.
Sorry. I sat here sometime last week and I saw something with the security around Mark Golden. And I turned to somebody who was with me. I remember the person. And I said to the person, you know, I'm going to publicly appeal to Mr. Golden, Mark Jefferson Golden. I know sometimes you watch this program, sir, and I know people within the PNP watch this program. I am asking you, sir, please start wearing a bulletproof vest. Mr. Golden, Mr. Mark Jefferson Golden. I do not know why I'm saying this to you, sir, but I'm asking you, please start wearing a bulletproof vest. I cannot tell the security guards and the security personnel around because they are JCF personal protectees. I cannot tell them how to do their job. What I can encourage you, Mr. Golden, please, I am asking you, sir, start wear a bulletproof vest. Mama me, mo, me, mo. Father. Hi, Jesus.
That's a good tradition too. But my opinion, yes, if you're weary. However, I've been to plenty meetings, a few meetings well, since him starting campaign and him security personnel, everyone who me know say them a personnel. Me, as a security personnel myself, me watch them and them very alert and very up and them do them thing. And you have personnel where do not show themselves, where you don't know they are what. But me that's been, I feel, me observe them because when we go there, go political meeting, you know, me scope out the place. You know.
Yes.
Me one person, me scope out the place, and me tell you say I fancy see me train me. Not him alone, but him give me some soldier training. Me I tell you, me FBI. He train me. And when me go and meet me make sure walk around and listen and me try to fast, and me try to listen. Me go all behind some scope, and me watch people. That doesn't me can't see everything. But my mind that meet their crossroad and one half a tree. To me is like a disaster. I mean, the one with country go na the news a disaster. Cause Desmond McClinty say he will never surrender the country to the PNP. Vast cutting short and all type of city. I mean, I beg Mr. Mark Boldy, sir, do me, I beg you. If you put off a meeting the next week Sunday, it will go ram same way. If you put it off the other day, anywhere you're going at Jamaica, it will go ram. Me know you don't want some of the town people and a little meeting, but if you understand to say safety come first.
It's either they put it off or they call it Saturday.
Right. Or put it somewhere else, something, but do something. We don't want it to clash. We don't want to. We don't want to. And what them do, them are trying to lower you. This coming like a Rebecca scammer. Some people are trying to tell us, the pharmacy around this man. Yeah, man, you know where hello, sir, good afternoon. Could you tell me where Mr. Tavares pharmacy is? I understand it is somewhere, but don't know exactly where. In no say, I don't want to say pharmacy in there. In no say, criminal around there, but true, you don't know. Instead of say, yes, man, the next turn, don't go through a lane, yeah, and the next right turn, a criminal are going. And you have to be wise. You understand? And I can say to yourself, the way pharmacy are the runners. No, sir. Right? So me I beg you, Mr. Golden, and all the PNP hierarchy, me I beg you. Just keep the meeting Saturday or put out the Sunday. We don't want to everybody clash. It's going to be disaster. I don't nobody tell me nothing, me not hear nothing, but me feel something. Me nobody not tell me nothing, me not hear no talking, but me feel something in my belly bottom.
All right, Miss P.
Me I beg you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my next call coming in. Let me call you back.
All right.
Good night, caller. Welcome to the program. You're live.
Good night, Mr. Jefferson.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to say to Miss P, I understand where she's coming from, and I respect her thought. But let me tell you this. Andrew Holness and him encourage them. No better than everybody. You have this dead man Mackenzie and Darrell Vaughan.
Hold on for me, darling. I don't think we're talking about the hierarchy of the Labour Party, you know. It's the little low man, them who the ground, the tear off people, banner, this and that, you know.
Because
No, they never get no instruction.
Because they allow them to. Let me tell you something. If we don't stand up, Arnold Schwarzenegger say, either you're going to live for something or die for nothing. You understand? Live for nothing or die for something. And the time has come for too long. JLP government has been destroying the country with their barbarism. And let me tell you this, we serve a true and living God, and we not just pray for praise sake. God not dead. Our Heavenly Father, him not dead. Him not shot or nothing. And let me tell you, the government don't get Mr. Andrew Holness, enough is enough. And the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. We not come with no fear. Do not be afraid. It is high time for people stop allowing these people to drive fear upon them. If we not stand up, what do you think is gonna happen? We constantly about to the Labour right government who has been destroying the country from in the 60s coming all the way up. Enough is enough. Come on, people of God. Zion, wake up. Listen to me, man.
All right.
We sing the national Anthem, and we make this say the national pledge before God and all mankind. We pledge the love and loyalty of our heart, the wisdom and courage of our mind, the strength and vigor of our body in the service of our fellow citizens. Yokoshata, Masoko Ribi, Andarabakuturiase. Listen to me, Jamaica. Yet though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fear no evil. Listen to me. Those that are against us is lesser than those that is with us. Our warfare is not carnal. We are not fighting against flesh and blood, but against principality and wickedness in high and low places. And we call upon the heavens of the heavens. We call upon the Michael, Raphael, Dambala, Obatala, Ogun, Oshun, the spirit of the fire, the spirit of the ocean, the spirit of the atmosphere.
Be careful.
We draw it down to the Creator.
Be careful who you call upon the spirit of the ocean, though, you know.
Listen to me, Mr. Tavares. Listen, the time has come for people to rise up. Our ancestors need to rise up. We don't have no fear. This is not a time for fear. For too long, we're allowing them to cow us down. For people need to stop being fearful because they feed off our fear. They're honest. When people fear and war, that is the energy that they're honest of. Yeah? People might say because we're there in a diaspora, we can just chat just about anything. Me down on my knee. I am on my knees. Crying out to the Most High. Because Jamaica is where I'm born and grew. Jamaica is my birthright. And I will stand up in prayer and fasting for my country. So listen to me, my Jamaican people. And to all those who have good intention, do not fear. Ye don't walk to the valley of the shadow of death. Fear no evil, because the Most High is with you all.
All right, darling.
I give you thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. The number to call is 954-529-8030. That's 954-529-8030. Good night. Welcome to the Microtalk program. Where are you calling from?
Good night, Mr. Jeffrey.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm here looking and living.
Yeah, I always listen to your program, but it's the first time I call in because back in the earlier days, I used to find out your program has been balanced, but recent times it kind of drift a bit, but I still listen. However, but with Miss P a while ago, I was listening to Miss P talking, and I agree with Miss P say 110%.
Why
The lady that just talking a while ago, she's not living in Jamaica. So she don't understand how Jamaica run and Jamaica politics. And God is not a God of war. He's a God of peace. And in everything, you got to use wisdom. So even though she's on her knees and say she's praying, wisdom is the art of everything that we do. And I would, me personally, if Mark Golding does not want to cancel that meeting until the next day or the day before, I would advise Andrew Holness to cancel his one and make Mark Golding go on. Because it is not fair. You know Jamaican people. when it comes to politics.
You know, sir, you know something, sir?
Yes, sir.
And that is what I've been trying to say to people. The hierarchy of the both political parties, they don't have to tell the supporters to do anything, you know. They don't have to tell the supporters to do one single thing. I heard, listen to me, and I was trying to tape it, I forgot to do it. I heard a man call. Pardon me?
You're breaking up a bit. I hardly can hear you, right?
I don't know what's going on with your team. Everybody hearing me? I heard a man call Portland Spice program couple weeks ago. And the man said, I hate PNP people. Listen to me. When the man called Portland Spice TV, you know.
I did hear that too, because I listen to Portland Spice.
God Almighty in heaven. So that's what I'm saying to you. The leaders of the political parties don't have to tell the supporters to do nothing.
Because I am a person like this. I don't afraid to say I'm more lean towards the Labour Party. But not that I am stupid to things that they do, because there are things that they do that I don't agree with. And there are things that the PMP do that I don't agree with at times, because I vote for both of them when I'm ready. Is what I lean towards, what I see the other one is doing best, because I am not a diehard person. I don't tell myself I now be diehard to nobody. Right? Because political party, they all on good now. But when them win election, you know, see them again. Because me make fit talk of incidents when we go through with them. That's why I don't lean to none of them.
Yes.
But I listen, and I have people living in Jamaica. I have family living in Jamaica.
Yes.
Me live in Jamaica too. I just recently migrated in the state. But at the end of the day, I don't want it to be a case where people get damaged or dislocated with family, because you know those things go. It is not the government we are going to fight people, nor the opposition we are going to fight people in. It's people just stupid. And what I don't like with my Jamaican people, you see, after this election done, you're going to see Mark Golding and Andrew Holness in some place sitting down and drinking while we killing ourselves.
Thank you. And that is why I'm saying that a lot of time people come out and say, Andrew Holness, Mark Golding, blah, 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 blah. It is not those people who are doing the thing, and they don't have to tell them to do nothing.
Exactly.
The people have a mindset. Me a die-hearted Labourite, and me a die-hearted comrade. I mean, not change for nobody.
Even I don't even like to call other talk show hosts name or stuff out, because I listen to Andre program too. And somebody called him last night and he was advocating, no, he must have cancel. Let the two things go at the same time, because I was saying, man, we gotta use wisdom.
Yes.
This is people life we're dealing with, and we're dealing with people that don't even care about one another.
True. I gotta run, my friend. I have a next call coming in. Thank you for calling in.
Have a good night, Mr. Tavares, and nice listening to your program.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for listening too.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
Somebody was calling the program. You can call back the program now, please. 954-529-8030. Call back the program now, please. 954-529-8030. Nine 545298030. That's the number to call on the program. Here we go. Good night. Welcome to the Mekotar program. Where are you calling from?
Good night, Jeffrey. It's quite unusual Yes, it's quite unusual that you're up at this hour of the night making your presentation. But the political heat is on.
Yes, yes, yes.
But I agree with the PNP to keep its rally at the same time as the JLP, because Dr. Dayton Campbell said that if the Prime Minister doesn't call the election date on that night, then they will call it in Crossroads. So I don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't see anything wrong with it. You know what I think what a lot of people is concerned over is not about the leadership of the two political parties. It is their supporters.
Boy, Jeffrey, I have a slight difference with that, because Andrew Holness is a raw government he is operating. So I can't say that in regards to Andrew Holness. Probably other previous leaders. You understand? With a guy like Darrell Vaz, no, I have to slightly differ from that position. But I understand what you're saying. Jeffrey,
yes,
Andrew Holness and Darrell Vaz and those guys, they are very determined. So the PNP have to wrestle power out of their hands with the help of the people. And so far, the people in their droves are supportive of the PNP. So the PNP has to show its strength.
yes.
You can't be soft and going up against Andrew Holness. It doesn't work. Look here. Andrew Holness is one of the most determined guys I've ever seen in my lifetime.
I saw
But
him
his
last.
determination is for nothing good.
I
It's
saw him
just
last night. I saw him last night and tonight. He's in the heart of Portmore campaigning. Last night he was in there until something after 1 o'clock.
Yes, but it's all for himself. It's about making more apartments and expanding his financial reach.
Hold on there for
and
me.
protecting.
Hold on there for me, my friend. Let me make something clear on this platform here. I am not calling for the People's National Party or the Jamaica Labour Party to cancel their meetings. All I am saying is this, and I'll say it publicly again. The supporters of both political parties, some of them no have no sense, no disrespect, is the truth. One other thing I'm gonna say, I am asking the leader of the president of the People's National Party, Jamaica's next Prime Minister, Mr. Mark Jefferson Golden. I do not know if you are, sir, but if you are not, please, I am asking you, sir, start wearing a bulletproof vest. I do not know why I'm saying that to you, sir, but I'm asking you, sir, please. There are some people out there that will pretend as if they like when they don't. And the way how I see this election is going, this campaign is going, where they start all kind of shebang around in Central Kingston and blah, 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 blah. Please, sir, if I make any sense, start wearing a bulletproof vest. Go ahead for me, caller.
Well, Jeffrey, I agree with you that this election, there will be significant disruption. That's the least I can say it, because Andrew Holness is fighting to hold on to power at any cost. And Darrell Vaz said it in Portland a few days ago, that they have to win at all costs. And he emphasized when he said at all costs. You remember?
Yes, I heard him.
Yes, and I listened that attentively. So, Jeffrey, there is no doubt about it that this election, it can have some nasty outcomes, you know?
I pray and hope that 2025 election do not become 1980 election in this country. Many of you don't know about the 1980s election. Many of you are too young to remember it. I am not too young to remember the 1980 election. I remember it like it was yesterday. And we don't want to see that dark day back in this country of ours. So I'm saying to Jamaicans out there, Stop this die-heartedness. Stop cutting each other over politics. It does not help. It does not help. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, and Jeffrey, if the PNP should back down now from keeping its rally in Crossroad this weekend, it would be self-destructive. It would be a defeat. They can't accept defeat when they galvanize so much support from the people and the people are rallying around them. They can't pull out. They have to go full speed ahead. They can't stop now. So whosoever concerned about security issues and so on, it has to go on. Come on.
Well,
come on, you pin. Come on.
Based on what Dr. Gary McKenzie said, he's the head of PSTEP, the police officer there. He said that security is in high gear. Some sources to me, somebody close to me who's in the hierarchy of a political party, said to me that he get to understand that the Jamaica Defense Force will be out in full gear, in high gear, assisting members of the JCF. So,
but Jeffrey, I am concerned about that, because Andrew Holness recruited the heads of both JCF and JDF and put them in critical areas of government. And I didn't like that. So I saw where Andrew Holness was promoting autocracy from way back then. And I don't want the soldiers to be coming out and driving fear in the people or disrupting a free and fair election. So we have to watch the role that the security forces are also playing.
Hold on, allow me to speak, no man. Hold on. In every single election in this country, the JDF has always been out manning polling stations that I can remember. What I get to understand that this Sunday, because of the two political parties having their rally in the same space, Crossroad is not far from Halfway Tree, and Halfway Tree is not far from Crossroad. So if they even call out the JDF to help with security, I don't think nothing's wrong with that.
Well, I agree with you. Generally, and historically, yes, the JDF usually play a role, but I don't know about the rallies. I know about election day.
Yeah, but they have never had a rally in close proximity of each other.
Such close proximity.
Yes. So I think that is why they decided to do that.
The PNP has to go full speed ahead. Andrew Holness has 10 years in power and he is holding on to get 15 years. No. We can't tolerate that. The PNP has to be there and the people are gathering support and they are wrestling power from out of the hands of Andrew Holness. I fully agree with that, with the rally they are keeping. Yeah. Whether or not it's close proximity, I am in agreement because, come on, you think it's easy to go up against Andrew Holness? This guy has stretched every boundary. He's not an easy guy to go up against, so you have to take it to him head on. You can't ease up. He's the most determined guy I've ever seen in my life. And it's pure criminality him determined with. If it was something to uplift Jamaica, it wouldn't be a problem with him exercising his determination. But it's always to get more and more and more while the people are literally starving because there's nothing left back in Jamaica for the people to enjoy. And you can ask the parents who have to be preparing for September morning back to school when they don't have any money. They don't even start buying the book set. Jeffrey, is the worst I've ever seen the country. The country is dry, no money. So we definitely have to get out Andrew Holness. The PNP should have more rallies after this weekend, straight through until the election.
You think he's gonna call the election tomorrow?
We don't know. We don't know. This guy is unpredictable. We don't know what he's coming with. We just know that he's not a conventional prime minister. He's very unconventional. But guess what? his philosophy is anchored in criminality. That is why he is unconventional. So he's not going to do normal things like previous prime ministers. You always have to look out for the worst scenario, Jeffrey, when you're dealing with Andrew Holness. So we don't know if he's going to call it. But I like the talk that Dr. Dayton Campbell made, that if the Prime Minister refuses to call it, that they are going to call it on their platform. That's how we have to deal with Andrew Holness.
Hold on. The opposition can't call election, you know, sir.
I know, but Dr. Dayton Campbell is getting his support riled up.
Yes, and I agree, Dr. Campbell, rile up the support. But the people of Jamaica must understand something. Under the constitution of the country, the only person who can call election is the Prime Minister. And that is why the Jamaican people, along with the opposition, must push this Prime Minister to call the election. And if the People's National Party get in, the Jamaican people must push Mark Jefferson Golding to fix an election date for the people of this country. That we know that come August 31st every 5 year rather, election is due.
I agree with you, but that was one of the things.
Hold on for me. It cannot be that we are 63 years old and we must depend on the BS of a Prime Minister to call an election. It cannot be that we are 63 years old and our people still don't have water in their pipes, yet we can spend millions of dollars on Grand Gala and our hospitals don't have any beds in there. It cannot be that we are 63 years old and our roads are still in deplorable condition. It cannot be that after 63 years we're still campaigning on road and water for the people of this country. Huh? After 63 years old, the people of St. Elizabeth, the Breadbasket Parish, don't have no water to water our crops for us to eat. And yet we're celebrating 63 years of independence. Are we truly independent?
For the past 10 years that Andrew Holness has been in power, it's just himself, some of the cabinet members, and a bank, and probably two Ponzi schemes that benefited from the reign of Andrew Holness. Business sector have been wiped out. And I can tell you that Mitri Siaga, president of the private sector organization of Jamaica, has no influence, not even in the business sector, as to which party they should support. I can tell you that he is a complete clown, because most of the business people that I know in Jamaica right now, they are struggling to survive. It's worse than even how Omar Azan described it. And they will want to go out there and vote out Andrew Holness. So I can tell you that Mitri Siaga is of no moment in time. Even social media far more powerful than private sector organization.
You know something too, sir?
It's not like one time, Jeffrey.
You know
things have changed.
You know something too? I spoke to my good friend from the trade union there. Oh God, I remember his name. He's supposed to come on the program.
Oh, Valentine?
Not Valentine, man. Not Granville Valentine.
Roberts?
No. Oh God.
Okay.
He's an older man.
Okay, the older man. Yeah, man. Vincent
Morrison.
Yes. Vincent Morrison.
Yes. I spoke to Sir Vincent. And he's supposed to come on the program because I want to talk about the security guards. Caller, it cannot be that this country celebrates 63 years of independence yesterday, and our security guards are being treated as if they're slaves in their own country. Hold on for me. Wherein they pay into a system, the NIS and Housing Trust, and they can't get nothing after retirement? Because what? These so-called people who own these security companies take the people their money and don't pay it over to the housing trust and NIS, and nothing has been done. This has been going on for a long, long time. Not only under this administration, under previous administration.
But I also want to point out that Vincent Morrison can tell you that the security guards won a lawsuit in the Supreme Court for the security companies to treat them as employees instead of contractors, and all benefits must be accrued to them, and it is also retrogressive, meaning it went from way back. And until now, the Ministry of Labor has not facilitated any payment for the security guards, because you have a guy like Kenny Benjamin who is supporting politicians. And you know what, when I say support, you know what it means, money.
Yes.
So until now, they have not obeyed the Supreme Court ruling, and nobody is there to effectively champion the cause of the security guards. I want to ask Vincent Morrison what has happened. Why is it that the security companies like the ones that Kenny Benjamin owns, why is it that they have not complied with the Supreme Court ruling?
Let me ask you a question, caller.
And the Ministry of Labor should facilitate that judgment, and they are not doing it.
Let me ask you a question, though. You heard the People's National Party says anything about this?
Jeffrey, we know that both of them collecting monies from businessmen, and it's happening for far too long, and the majority of the people perish. But I can tell you, Jeffrey, I've never seen anybody more wicked than Andrew Holness. I can tell you that I agree that the people have to hold both parties accountable, but Jeffrey, the way how I see Andrew Holness mash up the country, from a practical standpoint, my brother, it is non-negotiable that Andrew Holness has to go. It's a must. Because right now, we have never seen this kind of destruction in our country before. The economy wipe out completely,
Yep.
I'm telling you, the businessmen, they have told me that they can't wait for the election to be called so they can vote out Andrew Holness. So I can tell you, we don't need to pay Mitri Siaga any mind. He's a clown. He has no influence. The people them can't, the businessmen, they can't pay them light bill, they can't pay staff, because purchasing power in the country has weakened just because of bad governance.
Let me answer this question, though, caller. It seems as if that this administration have a tendency of disrespecting the court of the land. The court rules that bus and taxi operators must get back their money of the unconstitutionality of these tickets that they keep on charging them, right? The court also ruled that the security guards must get their money. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security put a blind eye to all of this. So is it that this administration is above the law of Jamaica, sir?
Politicians continue to pay their money underneath the table, man. Big money, because look here, the ruling that the court made, Kenny Benjamin would have to pay billions of dollars, because remember, it's a long time he's in the business preserving the slave trade, because it is the replacement for the plantation, the sugar plantation. Is this industrial security guards have replaced the slaves. And Kenny Benjamin is a key driver of our local slave trade. So what he does, he joins close partnership with politicians in power and prevent the judgment of the court to take effect. And some serious monies are run underneath the table, you know, Jeffrey. Because if man's supposed to pay out billions, then prefer to give the politician all 500 million and save the billions.
Let me ask a question, caller. So the Jamaican people, those who are security guards and supposed to get back their money because the court ruled for that. Is it that
Yes.
is it that the Ministry of Labor let's put a
Not
blind
facilitating them.
let's put a blind
Yeah.
eye against it. And then these people owning security companies continue just infringing on the fundamental rights of the Jamaican people, sir?
That is what is happening right now. That is why politicians are so rich, Jeffrey. They disenfranchise the masses for a few business people. Can you imagine how much money a security company owner would prefer to pay a politician underneath the table instead of pay out billions of dollars in judgment that the Supreme Court awarded?
So hold on there for me now. Hold on there for me, caller. So it's the same way the poor pauperizing bus and taxi operators in this country, they get a judgment from the court. The court ordered the government of Jamaica to pay them back the money that they took from them with these illegal tickets. And nothing has been done. So in other words, the people who own the security companies see that the government is infringing the fundamental rights of the Jamaican people. So the security companies are doing the same thing.
That's true.
My God.
Jeffrey, I've never seen Jamaica in this condition. Jamaica should have been our paradise. Look at what is going on in America now, where they're not welcoming immigrants anymore. They are making it explicitly clear that the diaspora should go back home. They are finding all sorts of reasons to prevent immigrants from settling over there. And those people, even people who have gone through the border, Jeffrey, they want to self-deport, but the country is in a very bad condition where they are caught between a rock and a hard place. And it shouldn't be like that. Jamaica should have been paradise, Jeffrey. It's politicians who have stolen our money and purchased multi-million-dollar townhouses in Cherry Garden, Norbrook, and Beverly Hills, and they have extended their tentacles to places on the North Coast. And it's only a few set of people can have access to that kind of wealth. Majority of people can't even find food to eat. Jeffrey, where is the middle class in Jamaica? Because I am not even seeing any middle class anymore, you know.
Listen to me, sir. Listen to me. Listen to me. The late Wilmot Mutty Perkins, dead and is resting now. The late Barbara Bluden, the late Winston Babatunde Witter. Mutty has been saying this for years, that the middle class in Jamaica dead, sir. You only have rich and poor people in this country, sir. There's no middle class in this country anymore. And some of those who call themselves middle class and living up in Beverly Hills can hardly even pay their light bill. They can hardly afford that in a dirty girl.
I know things are very hard now, but the politicians, they have given them, apart from the monies they have stolen, they have given themselves 300% increase, so they would be able to beat the recession.
Look at this, sir.
And you know, the country can't afford it, you know. It's monies they are borrowing from multinational corporations to pay their salaries, you know. Because the country is not producing anything. It's a paper economy. It's an unproductive economy. And production is dead. Even agriculture is on the decline. What is working in Jamaica now? The BPO is not producing enough wealth.
Well, the BPO, sir. The BPO is a slavery BPO, sir. The BPO
exactly,
is
because I hear they're paying
slavery.
the people. I hear they're paying the people $2 per hour and all of that. while they have to pay $15 and $18 overseas per hour.
The BPO sector in this country, sir. And some of these BPO sector is owned by politicians. These politicians have shares in it. Some of them, this BPO sector in this country is modern day slavery. Modern day slavery going on in this country, sir. I want to ask you this question though. You heard that they give Dr. Christopher Tufton some national awards, sir?
I didn't know that.
Yes, it is all over in the paper, I was told.
Well, that is to show you the direction that our country is going in, because Dr. Christopher Tufton is supposed to be charged for treason. When you neglect the people's health and people are dying left, right, and center, that's treason. I'm telling you, if Dr. Christopher Tufton was in places like Vietnam or China, Singapore, and those places, he would have been, I'm telling you, he would have received the death penalty through the courts.
You know,
I'm not joking.
You know something, so a lot of people don't like when I speak like this, you know. But the national awards ceremony, whatever they call it, it becoming a national disgrace, you know. You know why I say that, sir? Because when you look at it, you have rapists, you have scammers, you have human traffickers who are getting order of this and order of that. Huh? Gone are
I
the
saw
days.
Desmond Mackenzie got it. Order of Jamaica.
Gone are the days, sir, when you have honorable people getting those awards, you know. And that is why, you know, I don't want nobody give me no order of old donkey. I don't want it. Before Mutty Perkins died, Mutty said the same thing, and I was like, why Mutty doing that? But I lived to realize what Mutty was saying is the truth.
I remember when they were searching for Dudus, they ended up at Desmond Mackenzie's townhouse in Waterworks. That's a wealthy man, you know. 2 brand new townhouses without even occupancy, you know. And the guy has so many other places across Jamaica. Huh? One man without no formal education, he didn't even went to high school. And people can't survive in this country. And Desmond Mackenzie is so wealthy. What is the source of Desmond Mackenzie's wealth? And he's a multi-billionaire, right? And the opportunities are not available for the masses. I'm telling you, man, some starvation that I see taking place in this country. I'm so sorry for the children who will be going to school without breakfast and don't know if they're going to get back dinner when they come home. It's bad. I'm telling you, sometimes, Jeffrey, I don't even like to talk about it. It's unworthy for comment, because if you should just think about it, it's going to increase blood pressure at astronomical levels. You know, it's very bad, and these politicians, they don't care.
You know.
And I see Darrell Vaz now attacking the character and reputation of Isaac Buchanan, saying that he cannot represent the opposition leader. The man is a lawyer. So whatever you want to talk about his previous conviction, he's a lawyer.
You know something,
and
hold on for me.
And Isaac is not feeding on the backs of the poor. Isaac is earning his money privately. Darrell Vaz can't say the same. Darrell Vaz is enriching himself from public funds, just like the $1.4 billion for the old buses.
You know something, sir? It seems as if termite eat out Darrell Vaz's brain, you know. If Darrell Vaz was in any other modern democracy, he would have been put on an investigation and dragged before the court, and prison don't miss him. You see this $1.4 billion bus saga? But tell you something, you know. If the Jamaican people should know the truth of it, All right, Darrell Vaz should be sitting in the Parliament of Jamaica.
Well, I think he will be arrested and charged for it because certainly he's constantly telling lies that the buses were inspected and how it was procured. And when we check independently in America, nothing like that happened. So he's telling lies on the US government or the transportation department and all of that. Darrell Vaz will have to give an account for those monies gone missing.
You know, this man, hold on for me, sir. Darrell Vaz tell the Jamaican people that not one single red cent was paid over to the people who selling the bus until the bus landed in Jamaica. No, go, sir. Darrell Vaz. Hold on for me, sir. Darrell Vaz. I'm going to say it again. You say bus after bus after bus. You must go prison after prison after prison for what you're doing to poor people in this country.
That's the mandate that the people are giving Mark Golding. Remember that Darrell Vaz built a mansion at the entrance of Blue Lagoon, you know. Where did he get that money to purchase Blue Lagoon? And then he brought up Michael Leachin up there and Adam Stewart, you know. Darrell Vaz is a danger to the people of this country. He doesn't care about us. Everywhere the corruption is going on, his name somehow popping up. What is SSL's office building doing? What is it that the building's name is in a Vaz's name? Can you see how barefaced those guys are? Vaz name on SSL building. And in order to own that building, you have to be a billionaire because guess what? It's over $300 million. So if you should live at a house and you should pay bills for a business place and so on, it means that you would have to have far more money than 300 million to own one building. And it's only one billionaire in the Vaz's family, and that is Darrell Vaz is the only billionaire.
You know something, sir. All I am going to say, hold on for me, sir. All I'm going to say tonight is this. I am asking every single member of the public transport sector in this country, from Negril Point to Moran Point, from Blue Mountain Peak to Drunkard Mountain to Dolphin Head Mountain, from Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. Please, I am begging you all, send a clear message to Darrell Vaz and Andrew Holness on election day. I am saying it again. I am asking every single member of the public transportation sector in Jamaica to send a clear message to Andrew Michael Holness and Darrell Vaz on election day. Darrell Vaz will go down in history as the worst transportation minister in the history of this country.
Look here, it's 4 ministries in one, and Holness gave Darrell Vaz, you know, science, telecommunication, transport, and technology.
And
since Darrell Vaz has received those portfolios, have you ever seen any breakthrough in science in Jamaica? Have you seen any technological development?
Yes, I've seen.
Not even science competition that the students used to have. Those days are over. Darrell Vaz is doing nothing about those portfolios.
I have seen some breakthrough where $1.4 billion of taxpayers' money gone like a salmon mouth. That's a hell of a breakthrough for him.
And he's up there fighting for power. But I'm telling you, man, the People's National Party must get their volunteers on the ground early in East and West Portland, and they must travel everywhere the ballot boxes are going. They should make sure that they are vigilant in regards to Daryl Vaz, because this guy is a dangerous person to democracy.
You know something, sir? The time Daryl Vaz, they're talking about Isaac Buchanan. Isaac Buchanan has done some stuff that he wasn't proud of. He did his time. He has rehabilitated himself and decided to come back into society to make a difference to the life of many Jamaicans. And if all that Daryl Vaz can do, he and his wife, is to belittle Isaac Buchanan, then something is wrong with you. Because hold on for me. There is skeleton in Daryl Vaz closet too.
Isaac Buchanan is a savior for many Jamaicans. The human rights breaches that Andrew Holness constantly orders. It's Isaac Buchanan who has thwarted the efforts of the Prime Minister to constantly cause pain and agony to the Jamaican people. All of the illegal things that Andrew Holness put in effect, Isaac Buchanan went to court, and all those orders that Andrew Holness gave were unconstitutional. How many persons were arrested in custody and couldn't get out? Isaac Buchanan has done all of that. He's playing a significant role in society.
But my question tonight, sir, is this. There is no way Andrew Holness, who is the Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, can sign off on SOE. It has to be signed off by the Governor General of Jamaica. So my question tonight, is it that the Governor of Jamaica did not have a lawyer around it to say to him, Gigi, what you're signing off is wrong?
The Governor General is complicit.
Every single state of public emergency that is handed to the GG at King's House, this man signed off on it. Knowing well,
that's true.
Knowing well that the Prime Minister of the country was infringing on the fundamental rights of the Jamaican people. And the GG didn't stop this man. So you're telling me that if we give Andrew Holness another term in this country, Jamaica become a dictator in this country? We become a dictatorial state.
Let me tell you something, man. Andrew Holness has caused so many Jamaicans not to be able to obtain a firearm permit to protect themselves because the guy has become so class prejudiced. Only 5% of applications are accepted, and within that 5%, it includes the industrial security companies. Right? So the chance of you going to FLA and obtain a firearm permit is almost zero. So I can tell all those young businessmen who I know went up there and didn't get through. Vote out Andrew Holness. He is the one who instructed Shane Dallin not to give you people any firearm permit. All right?
Let me
vote him out. This guy is no good.
Let me say something here. I got a video of certain people from the FLA going into Montego Bay, collecting money from the Chinese people and giving them gun.
Oh yes, the Chinese community have it plenty.
Hold on for me.
And we can't get it here in Jamaica.
Let me repeat again.
While there is a proliferation of illegal guns and ammunition and law-abiding citizens going up there, Andrew Holness tell the CEO up there, don't give them. He told the board, don't give them.
How you know that?
What is he afraid of?
How you know that?
Since he became Prime Minister, why FLA not producing significant permits for those who are in need?
You believe the PM, the Prime Minister, tell him that?
Of course.
Oh.
It's a policy. It's a policy initiative.
Oh. Well, there is information and videos and all kind of thing reaching, in a way. That there is certain members of the FLA going into Montego Bay at some Chinese people location and getting money on the table. And Chinese national getting guns. And you think God sleeping?
Yes. Boy, I'm telling you, man, if Andrew Holness spent 10 years in power, him same belly full, and he is not willing to call election at this critical juncture, it means that he didn't do anything good for Jamaica. That's why he can't call election and took so long.
One thing I can say, no, sir. The Jamaican people, no Jamaica according to Deadman Mackenzie. Apparently Deadman, him can't spell Jamaica. Deadman Mackenzie can look like him soon kick the bucket. Only one person I respect in politics, One person that I respect in the political arena in this country. And he has retired now. Sitting home, relaxing. And may God give him some longer life. One person, I don't have to call the name.
Who is that?
I don't have to call the name. No, the person may be listening to me now. And I'm talking about him. Respect you to the earth you walk on, sir. Never stop respecting you. You never do nothing for me. Hold on for me. I never come and beg you nothing, sir. But I have my respect for you, and I know why I have my respect for you, sir. Let me say something to you now tonight. The Jamaican people, the Prime Minister of this country run in 2016 and term limits and fixed election date. He has not done that. If the People's National Party should gain state power, the Jamaican people must push Mr. Golden to have a fixed election date in this country. It cannot be that we are 63 years old and we must depend on the BS of a prime minister to call an election. It cannot be that we are 63 years old and our security guards are still living in slavery, are being treated as if they're slaves in their own country by these so-called owners of these security companies. We must push the People's National Party administration that come to power to make sure that there are certain critical issues in this country that need to be addressed. And the main one is fixed election date. We must not depend on a prime minister. When he feel like to call it, he call it. No, Sanky, no sing, sir.
Yes, the amount of people, the security forces, especially the police force killed probably 300 odd people by now, or close to 300. A matter of fact, is this week I heard Indy come crying out, saying, no man, this is a disaster in our country. This is emergent. This is an emergency issue to be addressed.
Then caller, if you have a prime minister who tell the security forces, that is either the people that meet them make a judge. So the security forces say, meet a judge, meet the maker.
So those mothers and young men who are running behind Andrew Holness, just know that if Andrew Holness wins the election, you will be wiped out, and the mother behind Andrew Holness running up, and that mother will be weeping and mourning in the streets, because Andrew Holness will go fourfold if he wins the next election. You think you see any police killing yet? He is going to give the police blanket powers to just eliminate and expand all the funeral houses for you guys. So just know the danger of having back this man into power after the election. There are consequences for elections. And if you need to take it seriously now, because Andrew Holness is wiping out the population, I'm telling you, young men, do not follow behind Andrew Holness. Mothers, do not follow behind Andrew Holness, because you are the ones who will be weeping and mourning and finding the burial money.
You know,
and nothing will happen to the police. They're going to just kill with impunity constantly.
You know something, sir? We sit down in this country, you know, and we ask ourselves a question at 63 years old. What have we as a nation accomplished from these two political parties in this country?
Poverty, hardship, Jeffrey. I mean, look at our location. We are so close to the US, one of the biggest markets in the world. And we have been always friendly with them, you know? And we didn't maximize on those opportunities. Instead, Andrew Holness has triggered a pariah state where I'm telling you that tourism is down, agriculture is down, remittances are down, everything is down right now. Job opportunity is one of the most impossible things to get right now in Jamaica.
You know,
all those fraudulent statistics coming from PIOJ and Statistical Institute of Jamaica, we must ignore them completely. They are rubbish.
You know something, sir? At 63 years old, what do we own? The Soul Air Jamaica, our national emblem, our national airline. The Soul JPS. The Soul every almighty God thing in this country. We must
and
ask
the
the
lease
question.
out Norman, man. They lease out both airports too.
Hold on for me. The lease
and
out
the
both
Chinese
airports.
probably own 60% of Jamaica by now.
Hold on for me. We must ask ourselves the question and ask the powers may be in this country. Have they sold the Jamaican people out yet? Are we going to get up one of these days? Hold on, are we going to get one of these days in this country? And all we can hear is chukadan chakan chung chakan chang 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 chang. Please leave the people, please leave the People's Republic of China.
Jeffrey, if Jamaicans were not sold out, they wouldn't be so poor. There is some forces behind the poverty that Jamaicans are experiencing right now. And what that signifies, they are being sold, and they don't even realize that they are sold. Because politicians collecting big monies underneath the table to manipulate Jamaicans and control all the critical sector, and nothing for our people. Why our people have to be so poor and the Chinese have such a big stake in Jamaica? Politicians sold it out.
I give you a joke, you know, sir. I came to Jamaica, went back to Jamaica some time ago. And I was downtown Kingston. You see? And I went into a Chinese wholesale. What I went in there for? And I heard the Chinese man that tell the Jamaican girl no ends of bad word. Get out of here! Blah, 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 blah. So I said, hold on there. I said, what is going on here? Oh, who's you? I said, I'm from the tax administration of Jamaica. You're paying the taxes in this country? He shut up his mouth. I said, I can tell you something.
Yes.
We came here by labor pain. You come here by aeroplane. It's our rock this. But you know something took caller? I blame us Jamaicans, you know. We allow these people to sell us out for 30 pieces of silver in this country. Because you know why? When we see them wanting bass, give us something to bass. We don't put these people who are not honorable, who are not fit to be called honorable. Some of them not fit to be called honorable. But we put them on a high pedestal. We will kill each other for politicians in this country.
Well, they should stop doing that, Jeffrey, because when the politicians are keeping their uptown parties, none of those followers below Crossroad can ever enter the doorway or the gateway. It's the same set of people, businessmen and politicians who can go to those parties, and they are at the upper echelon of society. And those people are, you know, it's not a mutual thing, you know. These poor people will take off their shirts and let politicians walk on them.
Did you hear what this lady said? There's a
And
lady on social media that said that she will mortgage her house and give it to Andrew Holness.
I remember that. Can you imagine? That lady cannot even afford to put a denture in her mouth. Yet she said she was willing to mortgage her house for a multi-billionaire. See how people crazy? But what I'm saying though, that loyalty and respect is not mutual. Politicians have been benefiting from the country and the people by manipulating them, and they have not reciprocated that loyalty to the people, you know?
One thing I can say,
that's unfair.
One thing I can say, and I've been saying on this program, we serve an awesome God, you know. And before some of these permanent secretaries, and a politician alone, before some of these permanent secretaries, and before some of these politicians dead, they shall confess on their bed and yam you know what before they're dead for what they do to the Jamaican people. Mark my word.
Jeffrey, I prefer for them to die in prison, you know, because a lot of those monies that have been stolen, Jeffrey, those monies could have made fundamental changes in our country. It could have created a positive impact, and they have gone with all those billions of dollars. And in Jamaica, if a man even takes $100,000 from a person and doesn't provide goods or services, he's going to get locked up. And those guys gone with billions of dollars. They have to be held accountable, man. Their children will never be the same, you know. Their children,
The Bible said,
enjoying all the benefits.
The Bible saying, sir. Somewhere in St. Matthew, I think it's St. Matthew chapter 5, it speaks about the poor. And there's another part of the Bible that said, the sins of the mothers and fathers shall follow to the third and fourth generation. I told the Prime Minister on this program here, do not let poor people I water reach you, Andrew. Andrew, me and you are the same age. I know you, you know me. And I warned you on this program. Stop make poor people, Jamaican poor people, I water reach you. You know the amount of Jamaicans cry at night time for what is going on in this country?
Yes, because there's no way out. No way out, you know. The man has wiped out Jamaica country so dry that there is no plan to put in place right now because there is no money. And nothing is working. It's everything stays just like the health system. Everything is bad, man. I'm telling you, that's what I'm going to tell you again. The businessmen can't wait for the elections to be called so that they can vote out Andrew Holness. They are waiting. Since Omar Hassan spoke, you know, things have gotten far worse, you know, Jeffrey.
I know. But
oh Lord, Jeffrey.
Do you realize, my friend, before I let you go, that Omar Hassan did not care one kauna about anything, he just came out and speak?
Of course. Because the man is feeling it, man. His business is hurting. And he sees his workers hurting too, where they can't take care of them children properly. And he's a man with a good heart. So he feels it for the people. He's not selfish and he's not greedy, Jeffrey. And Omar Hassan is a man who we have to respect and appreciate. The man say him sorry for him people, him workers and everybody who have to suffer the pangs of hell. And you could hear the expression of grief and anger.
Yes.
The same thing I'm saying, you know, Jeffrey, there is no reason for Jamaica to be so poor, you know.
We have so many resources in this country.
Oh
and every single way, these people
Gone.
can get, they sell it. The amount of lands that the Andrew Almost administration has sold off to their friends and cronies. Some of them all own hotel. Hello. There's a certain minister. There's a certain minister. Hold on there. There's a certain minister who own a penthouse suite at a very popular hotel in Montego Bay. A presidential suite.
Yes.
He paid $1 million
Yes,
US
I
for
heard
that.
about it. I heard about it. Yes. Oh my God.
They believe
My.
They believe that things are hiding, Things not hide. But the Americans shall come in one of these days. Mark my word. Uno continue robbing the poor people of this country. Uno think Almighty God is sleeping? You all shall confess on a dead bed. And damn, you know what before the dead. Caller, thank you for calling. Gotta run.
Okay. Okay. All right. Take care.
Yeah, man. Thanks much. This is where we're going to say so long for tonight. Thanks to all our callers. Thanks to Mayor Norman Scott for coming on to the program. Mayor Scott, he is running as MP for Southeast St. Elizabeth. Well, for Southeast St. Elizabeth, I want to say thanks to everyone who made this possible. Didn't plan to come on and speak tonight, but I did. And I just want to say to Jamaicans out there, we are at a tipping point in our history in this country. We have celebrated 63 years of independence. And my question to both present and former politicians of this nation of ours, can you honestly say that this country, at 63 years old, has benefited from the leadership of the two political parties in this country? Can both former and present politicians say, yes, we have benefited? What have we owned? Do we still own anything in this country? The Bruce Gold administration sold Air Jamaica to Caribbean Airline for little and nothing. What have we owned? Our students were stuck in Ukraine. If we had a national airline, they could go and pick them up. Gone were the days we could see our national airline flying and be proud of our national airline. But the mismanagement of politicians in this country who believe that they can make decisions for all of us. What have we gained? What have we gained in this nation of ours? Our people at 63 years old still don't have water in their pipes. At 63 years old, many of our people don't have a proper road. At 63 years old, many of our people are still using pit latrine. At 63 years old, many of our people don't have a JPS hook up to their house. And yet, our leaders are proud of themselves. Yet our leaders can say that Jamaica poverty rate has gone down. I wonder what country are they living in? I wonder. At 63 years old, our hospitals are in a terrible condition. At 63 years old, Jamaicans have to be lying on cardboards or on benches in our hospitals. And they see it fit to spend millions of dollars on a grand gala. At 63 years old, many Jamaicans can't even afford to buy a Fenzik or a pack of Panadol. At 63 years old, our people are still suffering. At 63 years old, our people can't even afford a proper meal. While those who govern this country live a lavish lifestyle, both former and present politicians of this country continue living. Some of them don't live a lavish lifestyle, you know, because some politicians went in there for the people. Some of them don't take a dime, while some milk the coffers of this country. Some of the politicians only live off their pension. Some of them went inside there with the same house that they live in and came out in that same house. While some of them have apartments all across the city of Kingston. Some of them, if you're building an apartment and you don't give them a room in the apartment, your plan cannot be certified. Some of them own apartment complexes all over this country in different people names. Some of Jamaican politicians own gas stations from Negril Point to Moran Point in other people's name. Some of them take away poor people land and sell it. Some of them take away taxpayers' beachfront land in a cent and sell it. And still talking about therefore the poor class of Jamaicans. But let me say this to you tonight. At 63 years old, can I say I'm proud to be a Jamaican? Yes, I am. At 63 years old, can I say that I'm happy that my country is where my country is? No, I'm not. I am not. Some people may feel the prosperity. I do not. It's not a matter of you align yourself to a political party. It's a matter of you being a Jamaican, and Jamaica come first for you. It come first for me. But at 63 years old, my heart grieves for my country. At 63 years old, I weep for my nation. At 63 years old, tears come to my eye for my country. And so tonight, my fellow Jamaicans, from wherever you are listening and watching this program, may we continue to pray for our island Jamaica. And may those who continue to milk the coffers of this country, may one day they find themselves in a silver bangle. Because the God that we pray to will not sleep. He does not sleep. And as I said before, somewhere in St. Matthew chapter 5, it speaks about the poor. It speaks about the poor. Jamaicans, stand up for what you believe in. Jamaicans, it is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or future years. And the sense of urgency is what we must have today. Knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, to seek the truth, and to actively participate in the fight for the soul of this Jamaican democracy. It's to fight for the democracy of this nation. It's to fight for what we believe in. It's to fight for the gem in the Caribbean Sea. It's to fight for Jamaica land we love. Let the change begin with you, Jamaicans. As I constantly saying on this program, the change that we seek in this country called Jamaica will never come from the Jamaica Labour Party or the People's National Party or the UIC or the NDM or the Marcus Garvey movement. It has to come from us as a people. The change that we seek in this country of ours, the change that we seek for our children, must come from us. If it's not now, then when? Has to be now. Stand up for what you believe in, Jamaicans, and fight the fight. As I end tonight, it is not tomorrow that we fight, it's today. The fight begins today. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or future years. And the sense of urgency is what we must have today, knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, to seek the truth, and to actively participate in the fight for the future of this democracy that we call home, to fight for the soul of Jamaica. God bless you, and may God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Have a great night, everybody. Good night to you all. And before I end the program tonight, I just want to say something to you all. Do something. Do something good for someone. Do not be selfish. Do not be selfish. Help your brothers and sisters. And as the song said, don't get weary, Gangali, don't get weary. Change must come from us, and the change must begin right now. Good night, everyone.
It's up, Nikki, Still, man. Out in the desert, we have PNP the ball out, labor rights sick, and the place are ready to die. PNP the cry out, labor rights sick, and the place are ready to die. Election day, election day, election day, election. You know here the voice of Nikki said, God, never write your throne, God, no. Hey, never write your throne, God, no. Hey, you know here, fata, come in, can you appeal people? You know here the voice of Nikki Jackson.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk.
Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.